And hello and welcome everybody to another episode of City of Is This an Education? Our City of Mist contemporary fantasy adventure. It's been a while. My name is Thomas and I'll be the MC for this evening. Also joined by some amazing players. Say hello everybody.
Hi, morning.
And
Hello.
last time we were dealing with the implications, the fallout, if you will, of the revelation of Lila being the one who is possessing Lila's body and not the other way around. Lila dealing with a lot of existential dread, fearing what it means for her to not actually be the person who she believes she is. And as a result, we had some very good in-character moments talking, sort of confronting these issues, and everybody sort of getting their problems and woes out in the open. And there was a little bit of confrontation, but ultimately it seemed to end somewhat amicably, though of course there is always work that needs to be done. But the Mystery Club discovered that on the walls of the Mystery Club room there were these sort of spectral paintings that had appeared that seemed to denote different places. One was beneath the commune of Omnius, one was in a strange clock tower at Altris Academy where Desmond used to attend school. And another one was in a third location that I'm completely blanking on right now. Oh well, swiftly moving on.
It was the commune. No, you already said the commune.
Oh, I said the commune, yes.
Yeah, what was that?
Sorry folks, it really has been a long time.
You're fine.
Oh, it was hands. That's why I don't remember where it was. It's because it was
Oh.
hands. It was hands reaching up, and they looked strange, unusual. They had writing on them that could not be deciphered or understood. And these strange mysteries seem to be the sort of last bit of hint that is going to be given to you from the mysterious entities you met. Entities you met, known as the Broker, who exists in the town's tourist cave attraction somewhere out of a old pawn shop that was teleported and shoved within the bowels there long ago, at a time when magic grew very wild. So, there are some leads to follow. I believe that last time there were talks about confronting the dean, because you learnt that Desmond, at your times at the previous university you attended, you sort of investigated the clock tower and found that you were barred passage because a password was required by somebody, and that somebody is the dean of this college, not the same as the other university. So unusual, to say the least. Not entirely clear why that is. So, a good place as any to start, especially if you want to start getting some action done in light of trying to sort of recover from the various tensions and traumas your group is dealing with right now. So with that, let's dive back into the hallways of the Golden Acres Spellcrafting Polytechnic, or GASP, the low budget, high mortality rate magical community college found in the town of Golden Acres, where we find our various students, Juniper, Desmond, and Verity, figuring out what they would like to do next.
Mhm.
Okay.
This feels like a lot. Should we wait to go talk to the dean? And what are we going to talk to the dean about exactly? Because just going, hey, there's this door that we need a password to, and apparently you're the only one that has it. That feels a little strange, but also direct could help. I don't know.
We could lead with, "Hi, my name is Juniper. My friend died at this school. What do you know about that?" And then move into the door thing.
That feels almost worse than what
Oh,
I
yeah.
said.
Okay. Maybe we won't. But I do need to ask that question at some point.
If we want to like ask after maybe, or I guess first, I don't know.
It can be after. It can be after. We can
The,
ask
the
about
dean seems like a
password.
very direct person anyway,
Right.
so
I think we should just be direct. Hello, what's the password? Why every 5 years do people die at this school?
well, people die every
Honestly,
year, right?
No, yeah, they
Every
do die
5
every
years.
year. But every 5 years, there's like a thing that happens. And someone dies, and it's like always a student who's standing out a lot at school, and it's always a first year.
Mhm.
And every 5 years, there's just murdered, and it's always like the full moon or something. I don't know. I did research on it. I'm bad at research. You shouldn't expect it to be well thought out. I'm not good at school.
It's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, that brings me back to, are we waiting or do we want to go now? What time is it?
How do we even get a meeting with the dean? Is it hard? What do we do? Because I feel like we have to schedule it with the office lady. She doesn't like me, so you guys should probably do that part.
What time is it?
It's about the middle of the day, middle of the week.
Oh, okay, so that should be a good time. We're
Yeah.
not like knocking on his door at like 5 a.m. being like, where's the what happened to the murder?
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Oh. Okay, so we make an appointment. That sounds fine. Gives us time
Yeah.
to collect our thoughts, maybe look into some other things, like whatever these hands mean.
Oh,
Immediate jazz.
More of a this than a this.
More of the, like a,
Like the Jesus touching.
No,
the
not
God
like that.
thing.
No.
like, like grasping
Yeah,
each other.
almost grasp-like.
Like, okay.
Jazz hands.
I know. I was feeling jazz hands too. Somebody.
I don't think it's a jazz hand thing, Sky. Okay.
We have jazz hands energy right
We
now.
must solve the mystery of the jazz hands.
So mysterious.
It's a theater club.
Oh, I've been there.
Oh god. Okay, yeah, make an appointment. Sounds good.
Yep. Let's go do it.
All right.
Okay.
Easy enough. You can head down to the dean's office area, and when you get there, there is effectively a sort of a shabby, very typical office. You can see that there are some posters hung up on the wall that are just very depressing motivational posters. Some of them are like showing like sad ghosts just giving a thumbs up, like "You got this, buddy." And generally just an unpleasant, unhappy atmosphere. But you see that there is a desk in this room, and sitting at it there is this somewhat spectral, sort of humanoid-looking man who is currently typing away at his computer. And when he sees you, he kind of like looks up and he goes, "Oh, hello. How can I help you?"
We want to meet Dean.
I see. You would like to schedule an appointment.
That is what we'd like to do, yes.
May I inquire as to what this concerns?
We have questions for him. We're the mystery club, so we're looking
Related
into a mystery.
activities.
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly official. I'll just put you down for club-related activities then. Let's see. Well, the dean does have an opening later today, but it's rather short. How pressed for time will you be?
We can make it quick, I think.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we could. It's just a few questions.
Mm,
Shouldn't be like too long.
very well. I shall mark that down for you then, under Mystery Club. And he just
Thank you.
stares at all of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What's your name?
I'm Mel. Hello. I'm the
Hi.
administrative assistant of our dean.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Rex Danger. This is Desmond and Verity.
Rex, state what?
Let me pull up your records right now. Ah, interesting. Interesting. Very interesting.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Thank you.
interesting? Can I look at the computer screen just like what?
Like, as you move around to see, like, he seems to react very slowly, like, oh, no, this is confidential information. Even I only get limited access to the files located within. But it's standard stuff. Marks of demerits, sort of grade point average and such.
I
Oh.
pulled up. You found me under that name?
Yes, you have many aliases on this. A growing list,
Many?
one might say.
Manny, I've only really used Rex Danger. Who's going around giving me multiple names? That's a mystery of its own.
Indeed. Is there anything else?
Do you forget the names you use?
Maybe.
No.
That'll be
I
all.
think
Thank
I
you.
think
We're not
that's
suspicious
everything.
at all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a
Hi.
wonderful day, not at all suspicious students.
You as well.
We stole that name detective show Tommy or Tony or something showed me. They were like really cool. They were the anti-hero and had a long sweeping coat. So I took that name.
That's fine. I mean, you're allowed to use aliases. I'm sure, like, plenty of people do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I can use all the names I want.
Yeah. Change your name if you like.
That's true. And I have a label machine that'll make it really easy to help people know which one I am.
We went over this. That's not how labels go. I mean, yeah, you can just put a label on, but it does not automatically make you what the label says.
No, it does. It's just rude, and I'm not supposed to do it to people. That's the lesson I learned.
Okay.
And with that, you've scheduled an appointment for later in the day. You probably still have a few classes left before the day is at its end. Anything in particular any of you are doing during that time? Anybody you're talking to? Any tasks you would like to accomplish? Or are you just cruising until the meeting?
I think it'd be good to like look up the bell tower, like see like what we can find out, especially since it's like a tourist attraction. I'm sure there's like a lot of like history. Maybe someone else has been in or around it and has said something. What's this school's library facilities like?
Well, when you arrive at the library, you are met with a dingy, ill-kempt, decently large room filled with bookcases and piles of books here and there that look quite old, donated even. And in addition, you can see that there's basically a computer lab sort of area, and they appear to all be taken except for, a few at the end. And when you go over to those, you see that they're all broken.
Sometimes I wish I had tech magic. Sometimes I wish I could just like, you know.
Well, we can look at the books. I think we already pull one off and open this one. See, this one's nice.
It
Oh,
immediately starts screaming.
Maybe not
God.
this. Maybe this book isn't nice. Maybe
Oh.
this book is nice.
You
That
open-
one scream?
No, you open that one up and it just coos like a baby.
Is
Oh,
there
Wait,
some sort of organization or decimal system here?
Hopefully, you aren't quite sure. If you would like,
It's the Dewey Decibel system where you measure by how loud
You
they
bet-
scream.
There it is.
and cannon.
All of these books magical?
Pew, pew, pew.
Thomas, is every single one of these books magical? If I look at them, do they all have weird magic things going on?
There's certainly some magical weirdness going on with every book. Yes.
Are they all alive, or are they just like magic books?
Well, what is alive, really, if you think about it? Why don't you all give me investigation rolls and tell me what it is, and we can kind of see what kind of answers you drum up in this library pertaining to the various things you're looking into. So go ahead and tag anything you think would be appropriate to figuring out book stuff or using a library to find out information, and then go ahead and roll investigate.
Are any of us nerds? Like that kind of nerd? I don't think so.
Wait,
We're
can I
nerd-
borrow your phone? I can call my nerd. I have a nerd on speed dial.
Sure, he has a name.
Natalie is wonderful, but she's my nerd. Can I borrow someone's phone?
Oh, Natalie! I thought you were talking about the guy who got you your phone.
What? No, Mark. No, I call Mark for tech problems. He's very good at fixing that. Mark's my tech guy.
Can you call him
Natalie's
to
my
fix the
nerd.
computers?
How many phones have you lost?
Only two.
Oh,
And one was stolen by a cult. How is that my fault?
it was also given by the same cult.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to take take backs. Anyway, can I borrow your phone to call Natalie?
Sure. Here.
Thank you.
All right. Excellent. So you can now invoke the Natalie, your ghost genius friend tag there, Juniper.
Yep.
Let's see what we've got here. So Desmond, you got a great success with the power of 0, so 1. So you get one question you can ask me, and I'm just give you a straightforward answer. So, of everything you research in this library, of all the trials you go through trying to acquire the right book and make sure you don't get devoured by any of them, or cursed, or hexed, or whatever it is by any of these books, or run into the wrath of the librarian, you get the answer to one question. So, what is it?
And the school we're researching the clock tower is at Altus, right?
Yes, Altus University.
Okay. I'm looking up the creation of the clock tower, I guess. Is there a mention of our dean there?
There is no mention of your dean there at all. No.
Okay. So,
But I do have to give you some kind of lead. So I'm gonna say this.
mhm.
When you delve into this book, I imagine it's a sort of a local sort of history book. There is a picture of the sort of founding, the opening of Altus Academy many, many, many years ago. It's a very distinguished organization. You do notice that you recognize the dean that you are familiar with from Altus University, sort of standing there in very fancy academic regalia, but also standing next to them is somebody who looks very similar to them as well. And you realize the deans might be related. And something appears to have happened because they're definitely not both at Altus anymore.
Huh.
But there is a connection there.
Neat. No, kind of messy, probably, but neat.
I will also say that the Dean of Gasp, that you very vaguely recognize in this picture, looks significantly different. Like he has been raised from the dead, or otherwise zombified since this picture was taken. So maybe the picture you're looking at isn't entirely accurate. It could be somebody else who just happens to look similar, but you're pretty sure there's a similarity there.
30 now, is he a zombie? Or does he
Is he a
just look like
zombie?
really tired?
There's definitely something more sort of, how to put this, like fantastical about him. He has these glowing green eyes, very sort of sunken sockets, a lot of sort of very stooped, has a sort of vulture-like appearance. So it's really hard to say without kind of like delving in quite deep, but it could be.
Okay, so we should put on the list of questions to ask. Are you a zombie? Got it.
Probably, we're gonna
You know for a
like,
fact
edit.
that's an insensitive thing to ask in this day and age.
Oh.
I don't. Do I know that? I don't
No,
think I know
sorry,
that.
everybody else knows that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not probably not gonna ask that. We're just gonna refine that list later.
Okay.
After the
Oh,
research.
do you want to see the list? Like, I can hand it to you at some point.
It's fine. Later.
Okay.
Later. No worries.
Okay.
You can see that, Desmond, before too long, this book snaps shut before your eyes, and it sort of whispers to you in your mind, saying, "Only the worthy may see the knowledge I hold."
Can we be worthy? How do we be
Am
worthy?
I no longer worthy?
Few
I was just reading.
students here are.
I was
Go
just reading
do
you.
something with your lives, you lazy
Like 2 moments ago.
layabouts.
Hey, you're mean.
It's grumpy old man energy.
Like two.
Can I like minimize it so I can't talk anymore? It's bullying us.
It's very quietly speaking into your mind, so you certainly could if you'd like to, but it probably won't do a whole lot. So with the other investigations, let's see. Verity, you got a mild success with the Power Zero, so 1, you get 1 question, and then something extra happens of my choice. So what question would you like to ask? What is the 1 insight you get from this library?
Guys, do you have a question that could be very useful?
Being a zombie.
No pressure.
Maybe we look more into his life. Like, is there some sort of autobiography or something here,
Sure.
or just normal biography?
Yeah. I guess just the history on the guy. Maybe. Yeah. We'll see.
You can see that in terms of an autobiography, there isn't anything for your dean. But you do know that his name is Abadus Grimclaw. And
You spell Abadus really quick.
Abacus.
Like abacus, but with a D.
correct.
Okay. Neat.
Hard to say. That's hard to remember.
Yes, Abadus Grimclaw. And the other dean from Altus is called Ignatius Grimclaw. And there is a autobiography of Ignatius that you find, Verity. Nothing about Abadus. However, in your investigations, you do... what would be a fun thing here? I think, Verity, knowing you, you might unwittingly find yourself in the mega restricted section of the library where all the darkest, most heinous knowledge is withheld without even realizing. And apparently security in this place really isn't very good. In your sort of fugue state of sort of wandering and sort of finding information, you do not realize that there is effectively some kind of half demon, half angel guardian that swoops down from the ceiling and pins you to the ground and holds a flaming blade to your neck and says, "Who are you?
Hi, Verity here.
Are you staff?"
No, I'm lost though. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I'm just lost.
Roll to convince Verity to prevent yourself from being decapitated at this moment.
Great success. I did it. I'm lost.
Incredible.
Please trust me. Please trust the soft marshmallow boy.
You see that this creature is very much sort of split in the middle of like demon angel, and they lift up this sword to get you, and in doing so they kind of like regard you with their more angelic side, and they look at you just like quivering and whimpering on the ground, and you just see their eyebrow
Really lost.
slowly arches up and just goes, "Oh, you pathetic poor creature." And they like
That's me.
reach an arm out to lift you up and sort of pat you down. And then the sort of demon side moves a little bit and says, "If I ever see you here again, your bowels will be all over the walls."
I'm running. I'm crying and running.
And Verity quickly runs out, crying and running, and immediately you just hear shh from somebody deep in the library.
I find Desmond, I just cry all over him. Just like, that was really scary.
I don't. What's happened? Why are you crying?
Verity.
It was really scary. I don't like that. Don't go over there.
Don't go over. Okay. Are you okay?
It's okay.
It's okay. Just take breaths. The
Everything's
breathing.
fine.
Ah,
I think.
We're all okay.
I
You're
think I almost saw
okay.
Omnius, which is not great because like you see Omnius in the afterlife. God.
Oh, what does Omnius wear? I've been asking you this question so many times, but no one has an answer.
What? It's a figure of speech. I didn't actually see Omnius. I
Oh.
was close though.
Oh.
Don't go over there.
And you see
Okay.
Verity points to a sort of sinister looking doorway that has teeth at its threshold, and in giant letters above it says restricted section. And you know, there's a massive there's like a series of chains that are now on the floor that somehow Verity just waltzed into this extremely dangerous looking place.
I thought it was just Halloween decorations.
No. I
Oh.
mean,
Oh yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
Wait, that's
I don't know
coming
what
up,
that is.
isn't it?
I don't know what that is.
It's
Halloween is coming up, yeah.
Yeah, it's a no.
So Verity is just like, I thought it was Halloween decorations. I don't
That's
know.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's a thing. That's a real thing.
So Juniper, after pretending to know exactly what Halloween is, you have through the power of telecommunication technology, you have your ghost roommate, Natalie. Sorry, modern names are really hard to remember for me. You have Natalie in your ear, helping you out. And let's see, what did you get for your investigate? You got mild success with the power of 2. Excellent. So you get 2 questions that you get the answers to. What would you like to know?
Well, one of my power tags is magically attuned, so I think that this is less helpful to what we're investigating and more just like Juniper being interested on what the weirdest looking magical book is in the place. Like, what just has the most wild energy magic vibe? That's not in the scary Halloween section, which I think is a bad thing.
Of course. Yes, you find a book, excuse me, that is effectively a record of every known dimension, which is to say all the realms that exist, the various fractal realities that branch off. This book is coursing with a sort of smidge of that power because there is so much strange, disparate magic and knowledge all in one place.
We can check books out, right? Because, like, I need to pick what dimension to go to once I'm done with this one.
Yeah, you have like your student ID and stuff, right?
Yeah, no, I do have that. Oh, okay. Natalie, I found a book and I'm gonna actually read it.
She says, "That's wonderful. Don't yell as much as I'm right. Like it's next to my ear, so you're very."
Oh,
We're also in a
okay.
library. Just throwing that one out there.
Right.
You
And
get one more
libraries-
question, Juniper.
One more questions. What's the history of GASP? When was it founded and why? Like compared to Atlas?
Altus.
Oh, well, I'm Juniper and I don't remember.
Of course. The history of GASP is extremely, what's the word? Brief, you could say. It has not been around for too long. Seems to have been about maybe 10 or 15 years ago it started up. And
Wait, Thomas.
yes.
Then how is it that the murders happened 25 years?
Oh, they got 25 years? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
About 30 or so, maybe 25 to 30 years ago.
Okay. Oops.
And the sort of founding of it is rather unusual because it sort of tells tale of a foreign object colliding with Gaia, the world you live in, and in the process, it utterly obliterated the sort of various temples that used to exist in this district, and after some zoning rights sort of negotiations, it was eventually turned into a educational sort of area, maybe growing off the success of Altus, and ultimately ran into a lot of funding issues. The construction got delayed very heavily, and eventually it opened up to little fanfare. Apart from that, there's very little information about it. There are no, like, here are some amazing alumni. Nothing like that. It's just very sort of dry and factual.
That was boring to read. The school is bad, Natalie.
And she says to you, well, listen, it's free. You can't, you get what you pay for, I guess.
Yeah.
For some of us, it's the only option we had, you know?
Yeah. I think maybe people should just not go to school. I think that might be
I don't think that's a solution at all, no, but it's interesting to hear your perspective.
Yeah, well, I'll see you later. Thank you for helping me look at nerd stuff. Love you, bye.
Okay, bye. And when you hang up, Juniper, you see that looming behind you, like a dreaded specter, there is this massive pillar of darkness. And when I say pillar, I mean a literal pillar, as in it has a sort of a nice sort of fresco design wrapped around the side, some lines shooting up, some sort of a conical shapes at the top as well. This pillar has appeared next to you, and it is lifting slowly up into the air, and it moves just above your head. And then
I moved
it slams down to crush you underneath. Please face danger. Anything that can help you dodge quickly out of the way can apply.
I'm so glad I kept my roller skates on. This is really good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything that can give you super strength as well. That would also.
I don't unfortunately have that.
Cool.
I do have roller skates, so let's do athletic,
Just as good.
roller rink employee, and gotta go fast.
Sounds good.
That you literally called it. Gotta go fast.
So wait, face danger?
Yes.
Come on, let's not die. Let's not die. Okay.
A mild success. You take a stats for the minus frontier. Excellent.
Okay.
So you get to the silenced status of 4.
That's a lot.
Yes. As this pillar comes down, you manage to avoid it, but it kind of clips you on the shoulder. You just didn't quite manage to react soon enough. And in the process, all vibrations within your body have coalesced into a single point and have been crushed until they are nothing but a small compressed space of noise at the very core of your being. And you get the feeling that it will take a long time for them to uncompress once again. And the pillar lifts up, and like a UFO, just drifts away and fades into one of the shadows.
Do I know that? Do we know what that is? Do we know that that's a thing that exists? No.
No, that's
Okay.
new.
I don't know what just happened. Are you alright?
I think. Can I talk?
When you talk, basically, Desmond, you have to put your ear up to Juniper's mouth to hear what she's saying.
I'm not okay because literally my only defense is shouting at magic, and now I can't do that.
Okay. Well, that is noted. We really need to quiet down in the library. I don't know how to help you with this. Maybe we can go talk to, like, the librarian. You just promise not to be loud anymore.
I was trying to be quiet. That was my quiet, loud voice.
It didn't work. Try harder.
Okay. Let's go. Everything's fine. We're gonna walk over to the librarian.
You see
Calmly.
you see a fairly diminutive a guy, sort of bald head, massive glasses on, currently sort of like struggling with the computer in front of him, like typing like this. No, working very methodically, you could say. He does not seem to pay you any mind.
That's me in 30 years. Wait, my eyesight's going.
Hello? Hello?
Huh?
Hi. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I help you?
My friend was hit by a shadowy pillar here.
Okay.
And now she can talk, but it's really, really quiet. Is there a way to, like, help with that, or?
Oh no, your friend has been hexed due to making too much noise in the library.
How do we lift the hex?
By not being noisy in the library. Primarily. It's more of a preventation sort of solution.
So, like, stepping out of the library should help.
Eventually.
Okay.
How long is this eventually?
It varies from person to person in my experience.
Juniper, you're gonna be mute for the rest of your life. I'm sorry.
It's a very
Sorry,
effective
Grimclaw.
system.
I see.
Is that a book you want to check out there? even the sort of like sounds of Juniper like hitting things or like making contact with stuff also doesn't make much noise. It seems to be any noise that she is directly responsible for is extremely dampened.
That's, pretty cool in a way. You're probably you're pretty sneaky now. Look at you. Jump around.
Yeah.
Jump around.
The librarian's like takes the book and like with a sort of a quivering hand like scans it.
Can I try play patty cake with Juniper to see if the claps are louder?
Yes, absolutely. If you choose to join it, Juniper.
I don't know what that is. She's just making weird things that I don't understand what.
Yeah, that's about right. It was like
No,
this.
but like I wouldn't know what that means. I'm just like.
Jennifer just looks scared. You're trying to hit her.
No. Open your hands. It's a game. It's a game.
Not to interrupt. I need your student ID. Thank you. Boop. When you make contact with Juniper, it's a slightly louder sound, but still extremely dampened.
Oh, interesting. That's pretty cool. I mean, not cool at all. That's bad.
Yeah, I pull out a notebook, like an empty one, that I just keep as a spare, and I'll hand it to Juniper.
Why do I get the feeling this isn't the first notebook you've given to Juniper?
I probably have.
He just has like a backpack full of empty notebooks and he's like, alright, I know you lost the other one. Here's the other one.
Yeah, so the librarian kind of looks and says, anything else I can help you with? I'm quite busy right now.
No, that was pretty much everything. The hex and then checking out the book.
Very good. He just like slowly turns back and goes, alright, okay, let's see.
Are you gonna show us what you wrote so angrily, or?
We'll get vengeance one day.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Underline. Excellent. So yeah, that's some time you spent in the library there. You probably have a couple of classes that you need to start getting to. um, Anything else you wanted to do before you head to your meeting at the end of the day with the dean?
I need to figure out who's standing out a lot in class. Now that I'm quiet, I want to observe people and see who people talk about the most.
Yeah, of course. Sounds good. Give me another investigate roll. Anything that can help you spot things will apply. While Juniper's doing that, learning the horrors of being quiet. What are the other two of you doing during your classes, if anything? Desmond, Verity, any plans?
Oop, nice.
I think he just does schoolwork,
Yeah.
like keeps up to date on like classes and stuff. Yeah.
Same for you, Verity?
Maybe just doing some basic recruitment. Actually, did
Ooh.
I need to recruit for the enlightened ones or no? I don't quite remember.
You did say that you would offer your services to basically help them with their efforts, but that seemed more like a show up when our volunteers are doing something and help them out kind of a thing. If you would like, you could potentially try and do something now and kind of like maybe erase the debt early, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll do that then, and try to help out Lila.
How does Verity go about pushing for the enemy cult?
With a very like plastered on smile, just like, hi, do you want to check out the cult of the enlightenment? I mean, not the house of the enlightened. You're really great, so great.
Incredible. Give me a convince roll. Anything that can help you shill for this other place can apply.
Sure.
While that's happening, Juniper, you've discovered something, which is that sitting and just observing can lead to some powerful results. And it's suddenly becomes quite obvious to you now that it's kind of almost like now that the ripples you're sending out are so subdued, you can now see other people's a little bit easier. You notice who the most colorful people are, who, the loudest people are, the most mysterious, the most magnetic. These things slowly become apparent to you. And yeah, you basically slowly get a list of people of that is potential victims, you could say. And this list is we'll say this is basically the start of your list, since this is just a couple of classes you're in right now. But go ahead and write on a sheet. How much power did you get on that? Power of 1. Go ahead and just go ahead and write list of potential victims 2 on your sheet somewhere. And once that gets up to 4, you will effectively have a fairly robust idea of the people here who are the most likely to get got by the mysterious powers at this community college.
Got it.
All right. And
Scott.
Verity, you got a mild success with the power of 3. So I'll let you decide. Would you like to get 3 people who are interested, or would you like to get 1 person who would be fanatic about this?
Ooh. I think it's quantity over quality. I'll recruit the quality people for ourselves.
What do you think you say to them to really sell it? Like, what's the final thing that gets these people interested?
Maybe just appeal to them of like, how college is just stressful and this is terrible and everything.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, like, if you just join the cult of the enlightened, the house of the enlightened, not a cult. Wink, wink. You don't have to do any of this. You don't have to work. You just all you do is just enjoy the smoothie bar. Maybe that's what sells them.
Wait, they have a smoothie bar? I'm in.
Yes, they do.
Excellent. Great. So the end of the day comes around fairly soon, fairly quickly. The starts to get a bit dark outside, and school is effectively over at this point. Lots of people, some people still sticking around, but most people have departed the campus at this point. And you're ready for your meeting with the dean. So I assume you're all going to the dean's office. Is that right? Nobody's gonna pull any wild tricks, are they? Feel free to if you would like to. Just curious if you are. Okay, cool. So you head up to the dean's office. You can see that Mel is still there, looking a little bit nervous. Sort of seems to sort of bounce up from the desk a little bit and look at all of you and go, "Oh goody, you're just on time." Ha 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 ha. Ha.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. I'm having a great day.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it now.
Oh. Must be a corporeal, intangible barrier thing going on. I'm great.
Lost in translation. I understand you.
Yes.
I don't think.
Are you
I don't
here
think
to
that's exactly how it
cancel
works.
your meeting with the dean? Is that right?
No,
No, we're gonna meet with them.
it's the dean here.
Oh. Yes, the dean is here. Did you want to have the meeting with them now? Oh, you wanted
is
to
when
reschedule?
the appointment is. No. What's wrong,
Yes.
Mel? Just.
There's nothing wrong.
It seems like there's something wrong.
I'm
Why
a-
do you want us to cancel so bad?
I'm a good assistant, and as
You
such,
are.
I will now let you have your meeting that you scheduled with the dean.
Did you schedule it?
I did, yes. It's right here on the schedule.
And it's just us. There's only one meeting happening right now.
Yes. Anyway, there's the door. Enjoy your meeting
Well,
with the dean.
I feel like if we're walking into something unexpected and terrible, that makes you a bad
No.
assistant.
No,
Hey,
you're...
friend. Thanks.
Grab Verity and just like haul them back.
He said it was okay.
Is it okay, Mel?
It's fine. Go through and speak with the dean about your club activity matters, and I will be out here doing administration work, and everybody's going to be fine.
Okay. I
Okay.
believe you.
All
I don't know
right.
why
I
you would
hold
ever
up
lie
like
to
a
us.
sign and it says, "If we die, the blood is on your hands."
Ugh.
What the fuck?
Ugh.
Oh,
Verity does not see this. He's just like, I don't know why he would ever lie to us. I don't know.
And Mel just like slowly sinks into the ground.
Can we? Wouldn't it suck that after you die, you still have to go to work?
Listen, that's the deal some people make. There's a lot of like fun and sexy stuff with warlock packs, and sometimes there's less fun and sexy stuff.
Yeah, she's like, I'll take your soul, and this one's just like, you gotta work with me without pay for another 30 years after you die.
Anyway, you see the dean's door, a big green, rather fancy looking door as well, kind of sticks out in this place that's rather run down, as the various motivational posters all stare at you. What do you do?
Is the dean in? Do we just go in? We just go in?
it's appointment time. I think it's okay if we just go in.
Just walk right in?
All right, with Verity
Knock.
taking the lead, imagine the awkward moment of like one of you goes for the handle and one of you knocks at the same time, so it's just a hello, I'm here kind of knock.
Like one of those mom knocks where they knock and they immediately open the door.
Yep.
Yeah, and you head on in. The office is a little bit shabby. You can see that there's a couple of sort of stains on the ceiling, some plastic plants all around the place, massive filing cabinet, a desk that looks like it has a sort of a series of scrunched up bits of paper underneath one of the legs to keep it steady, big kind of a waste paper basket there as well, and a massive sort of painting or portrait or picture of some kind at the very behind the desk that is what looks to be completely just sprayed with black paint. Maybe it's modern art, maybe just something covered up, unclear at that time. But you do see that there is a rather sizable chair in this office, and it is facing away from you at this time. And you hear a voice that says, I have been expecting you.
We made an appointment.
Slowly turning around, the dean says, yes, My brilliant assistant let me know. And you see the dean, Dean Grimclaw, sort of a stooped, elderly, sort of avian-looking person. Again, sort of glowing green eyes, sort of awkward bits of feathers sticking out here and there, sort of has a very sunken face, lots of wrinkles around as well. Kind of looks unwell, generally, and with some sort of spectral magical weirdness going on there as well. But he kind of sits there with his talons sort of steepled, looking at all of you. So, welcome. Have a seat. And motions to the very small sort of plastic chairs that are out here, of which there are only 2.
I stand stoically because I can't talk anyway. So.
Oh, Juniper's like the intense, silent but strong bodyguard.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
That's Juniper, alright. I'll go ahead and take a seat.
Yep.
So, what can I do for you?
We were looking into the clock tower at Altus, and we're wondering if you knew anything about that.
I do not. This was a good meeting. I will see you all later.
Oh,
Have
nope.
fun at your
Second
classes.
item on the list. I'm so sorry to take more of your time.
Did you
but
make a double booking with my brilliant assistant?
Indeed. And so
No, we didn't.
the clock tower, I've actually been there, as I don't know if you know, I used to go to Altus, and it mentioned you specifically by name. Do you know why it would do that?
Sort of really squints at you for a second, Desmond. It kind of leans back in the chair. You hear it squeak quite loudly. That's kind of the only sound you really hear right now. And he eventually says, I can honestly say I don't.
It also mentioned that you'd have a password to get through a door there. Do you have any idea what a password might be?
I don't, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't tell it to strangers.
We're not strangers, though. I think we could be good friends, and we're your students, and we have a nice bond. Can I use some powers to make a connection?
Is there some sort of insight thing too? Like,
yeah, you can do an investigate. Can work its insight as well if you have anything that like plays into motivations for your tags. You can absolutely do that. So yeah, Verity, you can do a. What were you doing, Verity, exactly?
I just want to like between us, like I don't want it to be straight. I don't want this connection to be strangers. I want us to be good friends, maybe even colleagues.
Are you maybe
kind of thing.
manipulating the bond a little bit to make it just a little bit thicker, a little bit stronger?
A little bit stronger, maybe change the nature a bit. So it's just like, oh, it's not like this weird flimsy, like,
Love it.
paper clips. It's like, kind of like we've known each other for a while. You know me. We're buddies.
Sounds good. Yeah, then in that case, change the game. And anything that can help modify bonds, you can apply to that. Meanwhile, Desmond, your family and yourself, there's a lot of stuff that happens that goes unsaid. So it's fair to say that you understand subtext somewhat, especially if somebody's trying to be evasive or whatever. So Desmond, you get 3 questions with your mild success. What would you like to ask?
I asked him 3 questions. I asked him if he knew about the clock tower, if he knew why the clock tower would know about him, and if he knew a password. So basically the 3 questions are, how honest have he been with each of the questions?
I'm going to say that the sort of complication on this one is that the clues you get are fuzzy, but it might lead to a revelation, because you get the impression that the dean is trying to be very coy, not give anything away, and seems off-put by your questions, but not because they are probing into things that like you have no right to access or you'd never understand or anything like that, but because that territory is uncomfortable for a very different reason and you can't quite place why. But you also feel a strange pang of honesty that shouldn't be there as well.
Noted.
Verity. You got a great success. So with the power of 3, you can spend your juice. So what would you like to do with that power you generated? You can create story tags. You can give status. You can do all sorts of fun stuff.
Did you say those? So he wasn't honest, or he was honest about like knowing and not
As
knowing?
far as Desmond can tell, there is an honesty there. There is honesty there, but it seems strained or unusual in some way. It's a bit fuzzy.
I wonder if we could. I don't know.
Juniper, you also notice that the Dean, every now and then, eyes shift slightly to the side.
What does he look like magically? Does he have passive magic, like how Verity's eyes look weird? Or is it more like Desmond where magic flickers on and off?
You would expect sort of the more Desmond style of like when, you know, something manifests, it's obvious. This thing you're seeing before you is just a sheet of magic.
What the fuck? That's kind of scary, actually. What flavor of magic? What does it look like?
What does it look like? To you, it looks like a hastily painted, somewhat crude painting.
So, like, almost an illusion kind of thing going on
Like
there?
abstract art.
Yes.
I like scribble a note to Desmond saying, there's some illusion magic going on.
But before we go too far, Verity.
Can Tag be just like best friends, and he was gonna be completely like forthcoming and just be nice to us?
Yes, we can absolutely create the best friends tag.
Yay, friendship! Yay, friendship through manipulation! Yay!
So you magically tweak that bond. Now, is this the bond between you and the Dean, or between sort of your group collectively and the Dean?
Group collectively. Although if Desmond's probably is really good at asking the questions, maybe like emphasize towards like Desmond and him, they're just real close.
Okay, then yeah, you do very quick and subtle and skillful work at one of the bonds, just change them ever so slightly to sort of work in your favor a little bit more, sort of changing how this person views the relationship between the rest of you. And you see it is slowly working, it is slowly taking hold. And the Dean seems to be sort of moving a little bit more every moment, sort of wringing their talents together a little bit.
Do we realize this? Do we know that this is happening?
I don't think. Well, you see he seems like visibly like a bit more agitated right now, but the cause is unclear.
Is there a magical effect?
Yeah.
Can I see the magic on him that Verity's putting there?
Kinda. Well, yes. There's definitely a sense of just like somebody just sort of sort of like twisted a plait into a rope or something like that, where something just got changed.
Yeah.
But it's not entirely obvious what that is.
Verity
It's
might
probably
look like
also
he-
harder to see on someone who's covered in like graffiti spray paint.
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
So okay, that's
And
Just,
you
I
see,
think-
just ask, like, are you all right, sir?
he kind of looks at you, Desmond, with these big, green, glowing eyes. I can't lie to you anymore. We're such good friends after all. We've known each other for so long. It's
Why
all a
are you crying
ruse.
on me?
He kind of like just slams his head onto the desk and he just starts crying into it. And you
Oh,
notice that when
dear.
his head is down, that's when sort of the spectral appearance seems to shift and shake a little bit, and you recognize the sort of color of Mel's spectral form, and he says, "Listen, you made an appointment and I wanted to keep it, but the Dean isn't here and I didn't know what to do, and so I thought maybe I could help out. I could help students too. But the Dean isn't here. He said he would be, but he wasn't. I'm so sorry.
Mel, you could have just said something. This is...
My administrative duties compel me to be on top of things like this. If I screw up, if I mismanage an appointment, do you understand what that means? means?
It means you reschedule, not impersonate the
Oh, to
dean.
live
This
in
is
such
some.
a simplistic world. You've
This is-
never studied bureaucratic magic. You
I
actually
feel
have,
like
Desmond. If
I
it's the one
literally
thing
have.
you-
That's like my. I do bureaucratic magic all the time.
He looks at you and goes, "Really?"
Yeah, really. Oh, this is disappointing.
I'm so sorry.
I'd rather
The
you
dean
just
just
get
left to go
rescheduled.
golfing. I said he has a very important meeting with you at the end of the day about club matters, and he was like, "No, I'm going to go golfing." And I thought, you can't abandon your students like this, so I just thought.
Was that his impression? Did he just do an impression of the dean again?
Yes, he did.
Why is it so good? How often do you do this?
He kind of looks at you for a second and goes, I don't do it that often. What are you talking about? Oh, I can't lie to you anymore.
We just talked about the lying thing, yeah.
I know,
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm just
Why?
so emotional.
Why don't
I
you
lift up
just-
a piece of paper and it says, "Where's the golf course?"
Easy. Mel looks up. At this point, like the disguise, like slowly dripping off of him as though his tears itself are just melting it. Wicked Witch of the West style, or East. I forget which one. And he kind of looks up to you and he says, "Oh, well, I don't really keep the dean's schedule outside of school matters, but maybe I can still help you."
Just call us next time he's in. Like, as soon as he comes in, if you can.
I suppose. I
Maybe
can do
have
that.
him send us an email or electronic letter of the answers to our questions, since you know them already.
The dean doesn't answer emails. They all go through me, and I sign them in his name.
Yeah, that is the impression I was getting. So just call
He's
us
just
when
the
he's in.
dean. He's the dean now.
Wait, did you do the opening speech? I asked in a question.
Oh no, that was the actual dean. The dean does show up from time to time. I just handle all the.
Administration.
Yeah, it's a hard
Appreciate it.
job, you know? There's a lot of things going on. And sometimes you just need somebody to lighten the load.
Hmm.
I feel mortified about this entire thing. I really hope that I could just.
Go back to your desk and just forget this happened, maybe? Or do you have a home? Go home. Just like take the day off. Like no one's here.
He kind of like looks around for a second and he says, do you think this meeting can be concluded?"
Yes, it can be concluded.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he sort of drifts up from the desk, the last vestiges of the sky sort of slopping off at this point, and he just like
I don't like
drifts out of the room, kind of opens up the door and leaves, and about 5 seconds later you just hear from the hallway, "No!" As he just seems to leave this place.
Okay, he's gone now. I start ruffling through all the like the desks and all the things looking for stuff.
Nice,
He's
let's
gone.
go.
Okay, Juniper, roll investigate. What about
Can
you
I help
do?
her? Can I give her?
Yes, of course. Do you have any help points you can give?
Oh, you're
Are
muted,
you
Gray.
muted?
I do. I have one help point for Juniper, so I
Excellent.
will
So,
give that now.
Juniper, you can get a +1 to this roll, as Desmond helps
Can
you
I
out.
use research and investigation, and we'll burn that?
Oh,
And
of your
then
crew
I-
theme. Sounds good. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then can I use magically attuned because I want to because I'm looking also if there's anything like weird magically hidden.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Any magically hidden stuff? Absolutely. Verity, what are you doing as Desmond? As Desmond and Juniper immediately start investigating this place.
I think Verity has just kind of taken the role of see no evil, hear no evil. I'm not gonna report this kind of attitude.
Uh-huh.
So Verity just like slips out the door to comfort Mel. She's like, "It's okay, friend."
Mel
you know-
Mel is gone. You hear his
Okay.
his wails disappearing down the hallway, but you do notice there is another figure here. Someone who sort of seems to be like opening the door and then looking around and then like sneaking in, and then as soon as they do, you arrive and they go, "Ah!" And you recognize the old lady, Millicent, standing at the threshold of the office, and she says,
Hi.
"Where?"
I'm standing in for the Mel right now.
Yes.
Can I help you?
Good. So Mel's gone. Yes, you can help me. Get out of my way! And she sort of moves over to you and just kind of like shoves you to one side. And she raps on the door and says, "Dean, I have some words for you." And the door kind of like slides open.
The dean's not here right now. It's I'm just like trying to close the door.
And she,
I'm like lifting up papers right when she walks in.
she doesn't notice, and she looks back at you, Verity, and she says, "The dean's not here, and Mel isn't here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Who are you? What are you doing here? What is this?"
Mel is taking a mental health day, and I'm just standing in for a good friend, Mel. Yes.
Mel doesn't have any good friends.
Well, he does now.
I see.
Meanie.
Well, listen here, child. And she moves closer to you, getting into your personal space a little bit, and she says, "As far as you're concerned, I have important business with the dean, and that is all you will say of this matter. Am I understood?"
Yes. Yes. I think that's what Mel would say. Yes.
Leave Mel out of this.
Oh, okay.
Just leave, and don't look back.
Leave this office space.
Yes.
See, I think Verity's just stalling for time. It's like, well, the thing is here, friend, is that I was technically here first. Not that I own this place, and like he's just like rambling on and just trying buying them time. Just like,
Give me a convince. Or actually, give me a sneak around, actually. This is sneaking around with your words. So anything that can help you distract somebody can apply to this. Meanwhile, Juniper and Desmond, you are turning this office over. You get 3 questions to ask. What would you like to ask?
Can I find the passcode among this?
Oh dear.
You actually, you look around at Juniper. You do not find. Well, actually, no, this is what happened. You basically, the first desk drawer you open has a notepad on it that says passwords, and it is a list of passwords. However, it is not quite as bad as it seems because they're only halfway complete, so it looks like the other half is either in his brain or elsewhere. But there's half of his half passwords.
I do take that. That could be useful
So
someday.
there you go.
Okay, we're just gonna write down copies, not take.
Oh, we not take.
We're not. No, why would we take it? Then he'd know we did this.
I want to see if they have this is where they would keep some school records in the dean's office. Do they have murder records here?
Of course, yes.
Yes.
In terms of records, this kind of ties in with your magic sense a little bit as well, because you do notice that, of course, there are some magical things here and there. There's some trinkets, odds and ends, but something that sort of shines to you like a beacon of larceny almost is that big filing cabinet, because it is flushed with power. And it looks very tantalizing, and that it could hold what you want. It does unfortunately have a lock on it, or rather a keyhole, and you can't immediately open it.
I think I can do something about that. I do have a key for every hole.
That's true.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, what's the final question?
Hey Gray, do you have any ideas for the final one?
Well, we're doing password. We're doing password, and we have 5-year murder thing. I think his connection to, or his relationship with the other Grimclaw, Ignatius. Are they still in touch? Do they hang?
Oh, of course. Yes, you actually find that among the sort of the day planner that's been left behind, a lot of it is a lot of what's the word? Very focused things like massages, pedicures, golf, so much golf all over the
Wait,
place.
does it give us the location of the golf course?
No, it's just kind of like listed as have
It
golf
doesn't
at
give
this
the
time.
name?
No.
Gotta love a self-care king.
And there is a unusual part to the notebook that that basically just says Ignatius on it, and it's kind of like written very angrily and sternly on it. So it looks like there is potentially a meeting between these two, or something going on between these two at some point, but the context is difficult to pick up on in its current
What
state.
day is it?
Yeah, what day is it?
The date is a couple of weeks from now.
Okay.
Does that happen to be when a full moon is? Just like, heck, if this is a murder date.
Given
You're
your
like,
great
oh boy, my
success, I'm gonna say no, it is not. You would know that.
Okay.
You,
Okay,
you
so this isn't-
pull up on your phone like a moon app.
I
or
don't
on
have that.
someone's phone.
Yeah. All right, cool. They're not making murder plans. Good to know.
But Desmond, you said you have a key for every hole. What does that mean?
I have the feature, like my talisman that gets me into my my place.
Mhm.
I can just maybe stick it into this hole, open the drawer, close the portal, but the drawer's still open.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. So this is protected with some kind of magical ward. So
Mhm.
if you would like, you can roll your magical abilities. Let's see. To open this, you are effectively you're not convincing the cabinet.
I think I have a help.
If
point
it helps
handy,
out,
too.
like, eye for deals, so I can understand the magic, terms and conditions to, subtly negate and find loopholes in the
Yes, of
magic when
course.
I'm doing it.
Let's call this take the risk. Because there could be potential backlash from this, you could say. Maybe not now, maybe in the future. So
Also, take a help point. I got a help point for you.
help point
Neat.
from Juniper as well. As Juniper, you can probably like with your small voice like minimize the wards on this by a tiny amount, and
I need it. Yeah. This is
So I'm working with key for every hole,
Okay.
Terms and conditions, eye for deals, and secret of operation,
and then a +1 from Juniper as well.
and then a +1 from Juniper.
So beefy roll. So yeah, go ahead and roll to take the risk. A great success. Incredible. And it's just you do it somehow. So yeah, exactly as you imagined. You put the key into the cabinet, and with a satisfying click, it opens up to this like shining white portal. And then immediately you shut it and open it again, closing the portal to your enclave, but otherwise leaving the filing cabinet open. Verity, you got a mild success on your attempt to sort of keep Millicent at bay, distracted. So with a mild success, I think at this point, she is basically strong-arming her way into the dean's office, Verity. So it's your choice. She's effectively about to shove you to one side and potentially cause you great harm. What do you do in response to that? She says, "I don't have time for this. Get out of my way, new Mel."
Sorry, can you say that again?
There's an old lady charging into you and getting you out of the way.
Oh, I'm not gonna stop an old lady. I could like break her
You
hip or
definitely
something.
could.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna let her be like, just shout really loudly. I'm just like, yeah, but this is not a great idea. Okay, I'm gonna move out of the way. You will enter the room now.
So Desmond and Juniper, you do have a slight moment of warning before you're interrupted. Do you change? What do either of you do?
No, I'm getting my murder documents.
Cool.
And then I suppose if there's a window, I'll just crack that so that we can jump out.
Beautiful. You don't quite get that much time based on the mild success that Verity got. So basically, you're sort of like one leg out of the window, Desmond, while Juniper is hands deep in this filing cabinet, and you both see the old student Millicent sort of charging her way in, and she looks at the scene before you all, and she just goes, "Very good. Okay, this saves me some time. Get out of my way." And she goes over to the filing cabinet as well, and tries to get in the drawer that you're in as well, Juniper. Now, move it. What are you doing? Kind of like sits back for a second, and she says, "What is this?"
You didn't say it was Millicent. I just pull my leg back into the window and close it. Like I just know she's shady. She's.
I like lift a thing, trying to solve my friend's murder. You can have them afterwards. I'm done.
I don't want whatever you're after. I'm here for my records.
Oh, okay. I find it and give it to her. I don't care.
Well, actually, so far, Juniper, it's been hard for you to actually find any purchase on any actual documents so far. It feels like the further you reach into this filing cabinet, the harder it is to actually get anything. And as she sort of like pushes you to one side, all of you see Millicent's head disappear, then her shoulders, and then her legs just go end over end, and then zoop, she disappears into the filing cabinet.
Oh, okay. It's like that. I go too.
And immediately
Oh
Juniper
God.
is gone as well.
I opened the door again for Verity. Hey, we're going inside the filing cabinet, I guess.
Oh. Okay, I trust you.
Okay. Wait. No. See, that is a bad idea. What if he comes back and then we need to get. Huh. And then that's like also interdimensional, and I don't know if I can open up my enclave in it. Okay, so. She also doesn't have a phone. God damn it. No good answers here.
Yeah, you're talking on the phone right now.
Yeah, keep watching, please. Just don't let anyone else get into the room,
He says like
especially the dean. Just find something. I don't know.
I just looking around. I guess he just grabs one of the meeting chairs and just puts it in front of the door. He's like, there, now it's locked.
Tiniest, flimsiest plastic chair. Beautiful.
Okay, and I go in after Juniper.
Okay. Verity watches Desmond likewise disappears as his entire form is absorbed into the filing cabinet. It has one of its like sort of its doors open, and there's kind of like just a darkness in there, an abyss, if you will. And Millicent, Juniper, and Desmond, you all feel the strange pull of being transported to another place or having your space and various physical laws stretched and changed. And suddenly, you all find yourselves in a mist-shrouded plaza of some kind. And there's a fine fountain in the middle of this place with a gentle water flowing from it as well. There's a couple of trees here and there, but they're very thin, very decorative. And elsewhere around you, you see massive skyscrapers. And you see that you're on some kind of like a grid system of a city of some kind, except it is a very quiet city. There is basically no sound. There is some gentle mist about the place, but otherwise, and of course the sort of gurgling of the fountain, but otherwise, that's all there is.
Is this where all the budget goes? All of it? Just this filing cabinet city. Okay, cool. That's not at all upsetting.
And Juniper, at this point, your silence has reduced by 1 step, so it is now 3 now.
Okay, that's good. Let's start.
Does Millicent look like she knows where she's going?
Hard to say. She's certainly walking like somebody who has a purpose, but she's also kind of just disappearing into the mist before you, just like, right, here we go.
I grab her sleeve. I grab her sleeve.
She grabs you and just starts like beating you with her handbag. Unhand me, you cretin!
I like lift a piece of paper and it just says, "Wait, explain. Where are we, please?"
I can't read that. I need my glasses. And she like opens up
Where
her
are
handbag
we?
and starts going through it. And she says, "Where do you think we are? Use your head."
We're in the filing cabinet. Why is there a city in the filing cabinet?
She says, "This is nothing. This is just a place where information is stored. All
Okay.
the records of Gasp lie here in this labyrinth."
Okay, 2 questions then. 1, how do we find information we're looking for? And 2, how do we get out after we do?
Yeah, the young people these days always thinking, just go. Back in my day, we would just go, and solutions would present themselves.
It sounds like you were going to say problems will present themselves.
I'm old. I get words mixed up all the time. Now listen, I'm here for my records. So you two And she like holds her purse out, or rather her handbag out to you. She says, "You two better stay out of my way. But I could also use some youthful eyes to help keep an eye on things around here. So, you
I
stay
switch
mum
team up?
about this, and I'll stay mum about this, and we both get what we want. How does that sound? I like you. Who are you?"
Sounds like a plan.
Juniper.
I'll never remember that. Anyway. Now, I don't know where to find what we're looking for, so we best get cracking. And she starts walking over to basically where you're leaving the plaza now, and where there's a road where there should be traffic, but there is nothing at all. And she just starts waddling out.
Okay.
Wait,
How?
and she turns around and
weird-
says, "Where'd the other one go? Where'd Mel go? The other Mel. Mel's replacement."
Mel's replacement is keeping watch.
We don't. If the dean isn't here, they're not going to be back until tomorrow, and if then very late. This is our chance. Go fetch your friend. We're going to need as many eyes as we can get. And if you can make more eyes, do that too.
You can text Lila. and
Yeah,
see if she wants to
that
come.
goes back to my question of like, how do I get out of here?
She looks at you and she says, "I'm sure we'll find a way."
I start like banging on the ground, see if like there's some sort of like thing that happens outside.
You don't notice anything really in the stuff that you're doing, but you do notice that the fountain seems to be somewhat it sticks out to you a little bit, and you do notice, Juniper, there is some magic around it. It looks like this might be the method by which you can transport back, but it's not entirely obvious from just looking at it.
I tug on Desmond's sleeve
Mhm.
and then I kind of write. I think the fountain has some weird teleporty magic-y looks of it. Probably that. Also, text, right? You text. Text them.
I was going based off of like interdimensional text plans and whether or not that would work, but we can try texting. I tried texting Verity.
Okay. Yeah, you send out the text. Verity, you very quickly receive, actually not very quickly, you eventually receive a buzz on your phone, and it is effectively a bunch of garbled sort of wingdings from Desmond. Completely indecipherable.
I think Verity will just text back, "Send again."
And Desmond, likewise, after a while, you get a response, and it's just garbled nonsense.
Yeah, I'll show that to Juniper. Like, yeah, this is what
Oh.
happened.
Okay.
I feel like he'd know this just because interdimensional texting is like something he probably does on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You want to go through the fountain? I'm going to go look for murder records.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
Hopefully.
I'll be that way.
Millicent just
Okay.
moves up to your hand and goes, and just moves it ever so slightly in another direction. "We go that way." As far as you can tell, she's just pointed to another section of misty building. It's all the same here. It's very uniform.
Well,
I go
I'm-
through the fountain.
argumentative, but I can't really argue at the moment, so I guess we go that way.
Yeah, Desmond, after trying to interact with the fountain a little bit, takes a bit of trial and error, but soon enough you discover that actually interacting with the liquid itself is effectively a one-to-one portal, so you can sort of stick your hand or head through, or just jump entirely through if you would like.
Yeah, I'll just leave. Make sure like there's no weirdness about that, other than like stretching and all the facets of physics and
There's
teleportation.
Definitely a lot of weirdness, but it seems like whoever did this, did it well enough that it's not causing any horrific problems.
Masterful spell work right here. Hi Verity, you should come. You should come in. We should be fine for the night.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wait, do I actually receive this? Like,
No,
Desmond is standing
I'm
before you.
outside now.
Oh,
I'm standing
okay.
right in front of you.
okay. And I'm just like, cool. And I gently move the plastic chair back into place, just like
Readjust it.
readjust it, just like, was it there? Was it 2 inches to the left. You know what? It's fine. Let's go.
All right, and with that, you
Can-
both. Oh, yep.
Can I just look out the window? Real quick? I'll open up the window and I'll just like, I'll call like a couple of acorns over to me just in case.
Beautiful. Yes, responding to both your authority and your nature magic, you managed to bring a couple of little acorns with you as well. A squirrel sort of like looks overhead like as they watch flying acorns go through the air.
Okay, I'm ready.
So-
And we're going into the drawer.
All right, so you both leap into the filing cabinet and appear in this misty shrouded city plaza, and you see Juniper and Millicent like trying to decide where to go. Millicent's left you on a bit of a wild goose chase at this point. Juniper just like, okay, let's see. If we're here, and if you're here, then my stuff would be, well, it depends. How are they doing this? Is it alphabetical? Is some of the newfangled way they're doing things now? I mean, we used to file things the right way when I used to work in such things, but now, who could really say? And they appear to be struggling a bit. She's looking at you like, what are you doing? What is this? Is this the new high five? I only just got used to that one.
Go, just go.
That's what I've been saying this entire time. So Juniper, so Desmond Verity, this is what you enter into.
Okay, cool. Are you two okay? And where are we heading?
I say we go this way. She says we go that way. You can see what I'm dealing with.
Why do you want to go that way?
Because that's where my bones tell me to go. Maybe. It could also be that my hips are just aching.
Can I ask what is it that you do? Like we've kind of been over like what we each do and like what kind of magic we use here at school. What do you do, Millicent?
She like rummages in her bag and she pulls out a little ID card and she says, I'm a student. So,
That's not what we
Okay,
and a senior. The discounts I get are amazing.
I imagine so. But what sort of magic do you use?
It involves life essence. You don't want to know more than that.
I kind
Anyway,
of do. I kind of do. Are you good with hexes?
I've dabbled.
She's kind of hexed right now. Do you think you could do something about that one?
Oh dear, got yourself hexed, did you? It's okay. We all have times of weakness where we get ourselves hexed. And she says, let's take a proper look at you. And she like adjusts her glasses, getting extra close to you, Juniper. And you see her sort of old, sagging skin in front of your eyes. And you see she's got cataracts half covering her eyes as well. And she goes, okay, well, You're a bizarre one, but we can try and just polish you up a little bit. And she sort of makes some motions with her hands, and she starts chanting a little bit, going, oh, oh, oh,
Okay.
And after a little bit, Juniper, it feels like the hex has definitely been lessened. So now it's only one, so you're not silenced by any means, but you are now just a bit quieter. So it's reduced to a status of 1 now.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that was miserable. That was so miserable. Everything I do requires talking.
Oh, I remember my first hex. You never forget it.
The one on you or the one you cast?
You never forget either of those, I suppose.
Yeah.
So wait, can you see hexes? Do you see magic?
I can see how life interacts with things. Let's put it that way.
Cool.
Good news, you're all alive.
Yep.
Hey, we passed.
And we're going in that direction.
Oh,
Desmond
you know
points a
who-
completely different direction than than both.
Desmond!
Finally, some
No.
leadership. Let's go.
Okay, you know what, Grandma?
Help me. Oh, Grandma's not an insult.
And Desmond, you start walking in a direction, and it's up to the others if they would like to follow you. But Desmond, when you get close to sort of the road, there is a sudden rumbling that you can hear close by, and the sound of something getting closer to you through the mist. And soon all of you can see that emerging, there is a golf cart, rather small, with a nice canopy over it, that just stops directly in front of all of you.
It is empty, yes.
It is empty, yes.
Oh, what's
Well-
this
The golf
go-kart
cart.
thingy?
Yeah, we sit.
Can I
sit
Can I
down.
pet the golf cart?
Yes, Verity, as soon as you go up to it and pet it, it immediately transforms. Verity, what is your ideal land-based vehicle of choice?
Oh no! I think it's just they have a commune bus
Mhm.
thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just that, but like new and just like it has like all wheels
The
working.
dings
and
are out.
the dings are out and it can actually turn right.
Incredible.
All left turns.
Then you will watch as Verity excitedly goes up to sort of pet this adorable little golf cart. It suddenly transmogrifies before your eyes into this large van. What are the colors of the commune, by the way, Verity? What are Omnius's colors?
What are Omnis's colors? I like purple and
Yellow.
yeah, let's do purple and yellow. Yeah.
Love it. Well, this gaudily painted purple van that says "Praise Omnius" on the side, which looks like it's been through like a few trips, you could say, but also it's just been like taken care of afterwards as well. Like the grill is a bit dented here and there, and the lights could use a little bit of polish, but otherwise, it's a respectable van. This thing just appears where the golf cart once sat, and Verity, there is now a commune bus standing before all of you.
Oh,
He just hug. They just hug it. They're just like, oh my god, Omnius is everywhere. Thank God, thank Omnius, praise.
What is this eyesore?
yeah.
Hey, be nice. What do you mean eyesore? You're purple.
Oh, no. It's not specifically that. You have to understand that I see magic. So whatever you're transforming it to is like some weird illusion paint over it. It looks gross to me no matter what you have it.
Couldn't have done something with some flair?
It
Oh,
has
sort of.
flare, and they point to like the praise Omnius in yellow. Flare.
Oh, I'll never understand youth culture. All right, let's get in.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Great.
yeah, the door is opened up, ready to take anybody inside. There's plenty of seats all over this bus. Verity, are you the one who's going to drive?
Yeah.
All right. So you all sit down in this in the commune bus, and Verity, you carefully make sure that the door gets closed and get buckled in, and then are ready to go. And this thing purrs. It doesn't like take several attempts to actually get the ignition started. It just goes. A truly novel experience for you in a bus like this.
It actually moves. Look at this. When I press the gas, I only need to do it once to get it to move.
And with that, the bus is moving through this city, and you're moving through various blocks, and it's just identical skyscraper after identical skyscraper in this place. Just a big, misty city. Empty.
Huh. It's a city of empty mist. Interesting.
Are there like street signs or
Nope.
signs on the
Oh,
buildings?
I'm sorry. Yes, of course there are street signs. They are effectively alphabet letters.
You
Okay.
should go for M for murder.
And Millicent. What's your last name, Millicent?
None of your business.
Okay.
If you want your
hope you find.
records-
Never mind. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
let's go to M for murder. I feel okay. We all good for M for murder?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So Verity, you start heading off, sort of following the signs to the best of your ability, seeing if you can find the M Street. The maneuvering around this place is unusual. There are times when you make a turn and you swear what should be the next logical letter in the alphabet is actually the one before it. There are times where you reach into a weird index of numbers here and there. So Verity, I'm going to need a roll to see how well you can navigate through this unusual mystical realm. So, go ahead and roll 2. What is the driving around trying to not get lost? I guess take the risk. You're trying to avoid the consequences that might come up of getting lost in this endless labyrinth of knowledge. And
I'm like
records.
trying to see what would help, and nothing exactly prepared me for this.
Yeah, driving around, not
so-
getting lost. Ugh.
Yeah, we
yeah.
probably should have like kept track of where we came from.
Yeah. Anyway, take the risk.
Take the risk, yes.
We are lost. We are terribly,
Oh
terribly
no!
lost.
Oh no, Verity, you're not lost. No, no, no. Nothing so tame.
Oh no! No!
So as you're driving along, the fog gets very thick at some point. And Verity, I imagine you're a very diligent, good driver. Do let me know if that's not actually the case. But as you're sort of like trying to sort of find your way through this place, maybe turn on the headlights, and it's amazing because there are 2 functional ones now instead of just 1. As you're kind of like moving at a snail's pace going through this, Millicent goes, "This is better. No more mad speeding like was going on before. Now I can actually see what's happening out there." And she squints and sees it's just thick fog outside and goes, maybe we should stop and ask for directions. And then you all feel a horrible lurch, and feel that the bus is now doing this as it is teetering on an edge, and it's kind of as it moves, it billows a little bit of this fog out of the way, and you can see that the sort of road and city just ends, and there is nothing but a sheer drop below. And now you're all on this sort of rocking bus at the very edge of this sort of concrete world that you're in.
One of those buses with a back door, right, please?
Verity?
Okay.
Yeah. We're just gonna slowly. Is there an exit like the back of the bus?
I'll let you
Exit the back
decide
of the
that.
bus. Exit the back of the bus.
Okay, so you'll head out. Verity, you are the one who is closest to falling, so I'm going to say that you're going to be the one who has to face danger here. So anything that can help you move quickly or move with great balance and speed can help avoid the worst of what might happen here. The rest of you quickly scramble towards the back. There's an emergency bar that you can pull on, and the back door opens up, and you can all fly. Oh no, Verity! That technically counts as a mild success. This is beautiful. So yeah, as you, unfortunately, Mildred, despite her not exactly being the fastest person, she is the first one to get out. And when she does, her weight makes the entire bus lurch a little bit, and Verity, as you're sort of climbing away up the seats, you lose balance and fall, and you all hear as Verity smashes straight through the windshield. So Verity, you're gonna take a scrapes and cuts 2, and you are falling.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Stop grabbing me so I can fly. I do fly. Like, go down.
Okay, so you invoke your fairy wings, and you go to fly after Verity. Sounds good. Go ahead and change the game to change falling from not falling.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that will help
Nice.
invoke your wing powers. Sorry, what was that, Juniper?
Oh, nothing.
We are in an alien environment.
You are, yes.
I love these things, these lovely alien environments we keep finding ourselves in. I think it's just those 2, the shift into fairy and the alien environment.
Sounds good.
Unless my aunt warned me about this.
Not this specifically, no. A great success. Beautiful. So you can effectively remove the falling that that Verity is suffering from right now, if that works for you.
Yes.
With a great success as well, you could also potentially push the van up and get it back on land if you would like.
Yeah.
Okay,
It'd be
great.
good to have our wheels.
So in a beautiful swoop of fey magic, Verity, as you're falling through the air, you see that one of the bonds close to you is getting tauter and tauter as Desmond suddenly appears. Beautiful wings appearing on his back, and he grabs you in a protective embrace and manages to flutter you up and sort of also shove the entire van so that it is not hurtle off the edge as it was about to do. And soon enough, the van is up, and you're all safely back on solid land again.
Okay. Why are we on a cliff, Verity?
it wasn't on purpose. I wasn't trying to just yeet us off a cliff.
Yeah, understandable.
You failed.
Or
You failed badly.
it's okay, Verity. Sometimes the world just ends, and then you have to go another direction. Don't worry about it.
That is oddly comforting. Also, your voice is back. Hi.
I know, thank God.
Let's try a building, maybe. I'm
Let's
gonna
try
walk over to a
building.
door and attempt to open it.
It opens. It is a very standard kind of like office work kind of building. Got these glass doors at the front that you're able to push open with relative ease. And inside you see that there is a lobby, very dull, not at all interesting. It's a couple of seats here and there. You notice there are a couple of plants here, Desmond, but you don't get any sense of life from them. In this place, and you see there are various doors for elevators for going upstairs and everything, but otherwise not much in this place. And Millicent comes in and she says, well, if we're looking for a needle in the haystack, might as well start somewhere. And she clicks one of the elevator buttons.
Alright, let's go. Team Find Murder and Maleficent Stockmas. And the passcode maybe too.
Did you just call her Maleficent?
I don't remember names. I barely remember your guys' names.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm not offended by that or anything.
It's
Nope.
not on purpose. It's not on purpose. The only names I had to track back home was just my grandpa and Basil. And that's two. Now there's like a bazillion, and you guys watch TV all the time, and they all have their own names. So that's like another bazillion to remember, and that's a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gray, you're muted.
I feel like the watching TV thing is kind of obscure. Like, you don't have to watch TV.
Oh no, you have to.
No, who
You
told
don't.
you had to? No, you don't.
You don't.
You
It's
don't
not a
watch it, I'll
requirement.
never figure out what's gonna happen on Drama Island, and I really want to know who's gonna go home next week and who's gonna get engaged.
You don't have to, though. You just want to.
No, I have to, because otherwise I won't know.
Okay.
Okay.
You hear a ding
Anyway.
as the elevator door opens up, and Millicent leans close to you, Juniper, and says, I have some aged wisdom for you. I will pass it down. I'll bequeath this knowledge onto you from times long past. If you're about to get in the elevator with other people, don't make it awkward before doing so. And she shuffles her way into the elevator.
Best.
Oh, best character.
Now let's go!
Yep. We head on in, I guess.
And you're in the elevator, and you see there's so many buttons, and Millicent just kind of goes, just kind of hits about 5 of them, and soon enough the doors close, and the elevator starts lifting up. You can feel the acceleration on your bodies, and there is some very, very simple music playing right now. Do, 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 do. And Millicent says, I hate new music. Sounds like a bunch of nothing, bunch of nonsense. Listen to this.
What do you like, Millicent?
I like... It's a rare thing, is what I like. I call it things that are good. Those are the things that I like.
Ah.
Must be hard for you lot to understand, but yes, that's my style.
My friend Cinder has been showing me some new music. It's really loud and angry. I like it.
Terrible taste. Terrible taste. Everywhere. Everywhere you look.
Do I get, like, vibes? Like, I feel like she's very similar to Sugar...
Huh?
Sugar Plum. Yes. Sugar Plum.
Oh, I
Is she
see.
Sugar Plum in disguise? Dun dun dun.
Like...
In your experience, Sugar Plum is generally, what's the word? You think she and Sugar Plum could potentially get along. They could even know each other for all you know. You're not sure.
They seem just like they'd get along. Like, a lot of these one-liners are very... I
Big
feel like I've heard
difference
them in my
is
childhood.
that your great aunt seems to have it together a little bit more. Doesn't seem to get like everything she does. Like she knows the position she's doing it from. Millicent seems a bit spacey. And soon enough, the elevator door ding opens up and reveals a large, extremely boring-looking office and cubicle area. However, within all the cubicles, you can see there is a small desk, each one with a single sort of file on it. Just a very typical sort of cardboard file on it. And Millicent goes, jackpot! And just starts shuffling over to one of them and kind of picks it up and starts looking through it.
The hardest way to find information. Don't we have, you guys have these products called computers where you just search into it and it tells you stuff. Why didn't the dean just do that? Why instead of we in a parallel universe with a bazillion buildings and each desk holds one file?
Extra.
That's true.
Mary doesn't have a reason for this either. I'm thinking really hard. I don't know.
Like, infosec too. That might be it.
Maybe the dean is very secretive, or maybe he likes puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes, putting things in random places, and he likes to take time to go through every one of these buildings and efficiently.
So it's a waste of time so he doesn't have to work. That sounds like the dean. Okay.
Can we pull out those passwords too? Like, see if any of that links to any of this?
There's nothing really nearby to input these passwords into. There's not like a computer or a key like a key code thing or anything like that. It's all just
like speaking out loud, like Open Sesame style.
Oh, of course, yeah. You can definitely speak half these passwords, but none of them seem to have any effect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we only have half the password. We have to kind of fill in the blank and hope we're lucky.
Verity, you actually notice that as Millicent is all like grumbling, looking through these things, she kind of like randomly discards files to one side. You can see that the text contained within is illegible to you. It is not written in a language you understand. It is a bunch of fancy, weird, nonsense font.
Huh.
Oh no.
Maybe if we get out of here, it'll make more sense.
I lift up a piece of paper and just start shaking it. Become real words.
You can also see, Juniper, that there is definitely magic on each of these pages. There is just they are locking something away within.
Oh, I can try to minimize it. Let's see if that does anything. I'm
Excellent.
gonna.
Yeah, go ahead and change the game, and apply your -1 silence to this as well.
Yes.
And we'll see how it goes.
Magically attuned, minimize. I don't think I have any.
The rest of you notice that Millicent's leaving a horrible mess. She's effectively like doing this with files, and just papers are flying everywhere.
So we'll just do +1 then. Let's yell at this piece of paper and see if it works. No,
ooh, miss.
it didn't.
C moves. Beautiful.
Small.
I will actually give you one boon from this, Juniper, which is that you yell at the paper so much that it gets like visibly angry at you, and it's just like not in so much of words, but in terms of like the conveyance of its sort of aura almost. It's just like, what? What do you want?
Oh, these are more chatty than before. We're gonna have fun.
It's just become extra paper cutty.
And like you're not hearing actual words from this, but you're sort of picking up the vibes this thing is giving. It's just like, who are these people making a horrible mess, disrupting everything, the perfect order we have? What do you want?
Murder. Where are murder records? Tell me murder records. Find killing records of murder.
If you're looking for something, go to the repository. Why are you here?
Repository? What's that? Where that?
It's the repo where you find all the information and where everything is. Now stop shouting.
Hey, this magic talks more. We need to find the repository.
Okay.
And where is that?
Where?
What does it look? What does it look like?
Where? Looks.
The paper again, just kind of like crumpling a little bit dejectedly, is just saying, conveying the idea of, if I tell you, you leave. Agreed?
Yes. Yes.
And the paper says, if you keep turning right, eventually you'll get to the repository.
Thank you. Have day. Have day. Oh wait, that's so many words to say. Have a good day. I don't know if I can convey that right.
Leave!
Okay. Guys, I got it. I figured it out. Also, fun fact: magic in this world can communicate way better than the magic in your world. Less broken here.
Can you? Oh, that's nice.
And then you all feel boom, boom,
Can you talk to that thing, maybe?
boom.
What is that?
I don't want to talk to them. Let's go.
I look towards Millicent. What is she doing?
she's not doing it. She's just like quizzically looking at the rest of you right now. But you can see outside the glass windows of this place, there is something moving through the mist.
I hide. I'm so scared. I'm hiding.
And there is some gargantuan entity outside right now. And there is some sort of glowing light that you can see, almost spotlight-like, and it is casting
I'm
that light
hiding!
into this
Ah!
place and casting long and
Ducking
deep
under
shadows
desk.
about this place. All of you give me a sneak around if your intention is to hide right now.
Mm-hmm.
Blending in. Survival instinct.
Millicent is just being very quiet, just like, and just like stands perfectly still.
Would athletic work for trying to find the place fast?
Sure, yeah, we can say that.
Okay.
The agility of it would help out. All right, Verity got a mild success. Cool. Mild successes all around. Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to say the one that makes the most sense here is you're perceived only by a secondary sense right now. Also, maybe worrying, maybe not caring at all, but Millicent appears to just not be there anymore. And as you all try and hide behind desks, there's like a defunct water cooler there you can potentially try and hide behind as well, between the cubicles and everything. This massive spotlight is sweeping back and forth. And it doesn't seem to land on any of you. It seems to be quite... it's having a hard time pinpointing any of your locations. But it does suddenly stop. And it looks extra closely at the paper sort of scattered all around. And then it just goes... like a massive horn that bellows throughout this place. And the glass here... shatters, and not just here, but across the buildings within a small radius, just shattering. And then reaching inside is a claw-like appendage composed entirely of gigantic paper clips, and they start shifting through like a tentacle searching for something, sweeping around this place, scraping up the ground, looking for something it knows is there. What are you all doing?
If there was ever a time to see if like the key would work in one of these drawers, I feel like it would be now.
Sure.
So we're gonna attempt it. And does it open? Does it work here?
Every drawer here is fake.
God damn it! Where's the door?
Is there a window to jump out of?
I mean, the entire sort of like windows, the walls of this place were shattered, so you could jump straight out there if you want to, down about 5 floors.
Oh, 5 floors, huh? Can we like climb to a second floor? Can we just like?
Yeah, you could try and find the fire exit. You could go in the elevator. You could do. You're in a big empty office building effectively right now. So...
Okay, so like, here's the thing. This building's magic. Can I minimize the wall of the second floor so we can just jump through it?
If like the magic was working in such a way that it was like keeping the wall up, but it's more like magic made this, and now it is just here, more of a thing.
Okay, so
unfortunately,
if I just like talk, so I can't just talk to it and ask it to disperse like a little hole, and then we just fall through.
And like you're in a strange realm, but like the stuff here is still mundane and tangible.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Does
But
this thing have
yes,
any connections at all to anything?
what do you mean?
Emotionally, like,
Oh,
does it even have emotions?
Interesting.
I'm so scared.
If you would like, Verity, you can do an investigate to see if this thing feels, if it thinks, if it appreciates things, if it knows people, if it cares about them.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Just a small one of your eyes just peeking gently around the corner, seeing what
Yeah.
is coming out of this behemoth before you.
Poking around, just like, hey friend, can you actually make friends?
Incredible. Yes, anything that'll help you sort of empathize with somebody or reveal those things. Okay, so you have 2 questions you can get to ask me. What would you like to ask?
Does it have any connections at all?
This creature has no connections, no.
Is it possible to make a connection?
You think it might be, yes.
Okay.
There is enough there, even if it's just security protocol. There is something there you could potentially work with.
Is this too stupid? I want to just try.
Do it. Here for it.
Can I try doing like? I just want this thing to like absolutely just have a beef against the building next to us. Like it just does not like that building. It looked at this creature's wife funny, like that sort of, and then
Sure.
they're just beating on it.
Interesting, very interesting. Well, question for you, Verity: do your bonds extend to sentimental objects, or is it typically like just a person to person? Like, can a person have a bond to a location that they're fond of, for example?
I think so. Yeah, and
Cool.
like it worked with Natalie and her like connection with like
That's true.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then yeah. So you can basically you're trying to weave a strong bond between this creature and another place, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Incredible. Yeah. Anything that can help out with that, go ahead and tag it, and then
That's cool. That's
roll
super cool.
to change the game.
I believe in you. You
Uh-huh.
got this.
Let me double check real quick if we got any good juicy penalties to throw on this. Nope, not right now. Good to go.
Okay.
Let's see what you get. Oh, I should change to mystery music. There we go.
Change the game. Okay.
Yes.
Mild success.
Well, success. Okay. Da-da-da-da. So you get 2 juice. How do you like to spend that?
Let's see.
In this case, you could potentially give it distracted 2, or create the story tag rage point or something like that.
A distracted 2 would be
Distracted
good.
2. Sounds great. Best friends no longer applies because Mel is no longer here anymore. He's currently eating so much ice cream.
Good for him.
Oh,
Good for him.
Aw.
All right.
can he eat ice cream? How do you
Yeah.
roast ice cream? Does he just stab like a carton of Ben and Jerry's and it becomes incorporeal so he can eat it?
These mysteries will be found out at some point in the future of this game, so stick around, everybody. But right now, Verity, you quickly try and weave a bond to this massive creature and to the building behind it. It certainly seems like it has anchored itself somewhat to this thing's being, but it does not it does not seem to be at the potency that you were hoping for. So it does seem a little bit off-put, a little bit distracted. You see that the big sort of claw made out of paper clips like slowly recedes a little bit, but then comes back again, as though remembering, oh wait, I was looking for something here.
Oh, never mind.
But it's good. You have fully distracted it. Anybody else doing anything right now?
I think trying to sneak away are we moving in like a direction as a group, or are we still like somewhat hidden?
Right now you're hidden amongst the cubicles, I believe. Just around various office objects. So I don't think there's any particular movement going on unless you would have wanted that to be happening.
Millicent's gone, which is concerning. Is the lighthouse on the side with the van?
Is the what, sorry? Oh, good question. I don't think you would know that necessarily, because you don't see enough of this creature to really get that. Well, I guess.
Like the direction that we came in the building
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
I think it's on a different side.
Okay. But it's right next to, because we just walked into a building from when we were like about to fall off that cliff.
Mhm.
So it's right next to a cliff right now.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the plan, folks? The paper
I don't
clips,
know.
you hear them rubbing against each other as they search for their prey.
Desmond, do you still have your wings up?
Currently, they're put away.
Oh, okay.
I can bring them out. Why?
I mean, if you bring them out and then I just mimic them and then we just carry Verity, we can just.
Like fly? Okay. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
the issue is we don't know how fast this thing is. Can it
that's
just-
true.
Can it
That's
just
true.
run us? Can it just run us down? Is it fast? Does it look fast?
The sounds you heard were lumbering. You get the feeling this
Oh.
thing, however it moves, it has long legs, most likely, or big legs at least. You don't know how fast it moves necessarily.
Hi, Charlie.
It's all ambient. It's this creature growling at the rest of you.
Oh, there it is. Immersion. I have a plan. I have a plan formulating, rather. I don't know
Okay,
if it's
what's your
gonna
plan?
work. So there's this thing. It's called a great tree, right? It's just a really, really massive tree. I don't have that right now, but I have these 5 acorns. If I bind them together, maybe I can make one. I just use it to hit that thing and push it over the edge of the cliff. But that's like super sci-fi and wild, and I don't think it'll work.
I
That's
think it sounds
amazing.
really awesome. I think we should go for that 100%.
And hurry! Brady's just like looking at paperclip hands. He's like, oh my god! Just do it.
Okay.
Just go. 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 Go.
Yep. First things first, we gotta see if I could actually make the seed for it. So, can I do that? Is that how great trees work? I feel like I just put that in my head and was like, yeah, that works.
This all sounds great, and we'll
Okay.
let the roll ultimately decide.
Cool. I'm gonna use a
Alright.
lot of things.
So
I
you're
have-
basically the ultimate like outcome of this is you're smashing this thing off an edge of something, right?
Mhm.
So why don't you hit it with all you got?
I dig it. I dig it.
And anything
I'm
that can
gonna
help
be
you grow things, attune to nature, hit bad guys, that will all apply.
I'm gonna be using. So we have plant magic. We're in an alien environment because I'm throwing him off a cliff. We have martial arts. The bigger they are,
Definitely applies.
yep. And this is a high pressure situation, so it's probably best to keep calm. If everyone doesn't mind me using our club tag,
Please do.
and that is a mighty +5. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Incredible. All right, you infuse your power into these acorns. Let's see what happens.
Oh, momentarily shift into Fey. +6. Yay.
Excellent.
Hey!
Okay.
Yes. We're gonna fly out and we're gonna try and hit him
Oh,
with a
dang.
big tree.
You're gonna go straight out there then. Beautiful.
Hit him with all you got. Yep. I believe in this. Here we go.
All right, you watch as Desmond
That's a
flies away.
17.
Good. Oh my. All right, you give him the status with of your choice. The TXL power, and you get 2 additional options on top of that. So, Desmond, this thing is about to get pushed the hardest anything has been pushed. What additional bonuses would you like on top of it?
Pushed or like knocked back
Sure.
is really great. And then I choose 2 of these things.
Mhm.
You take over into gear spirit in position so that they can't hit you back. Get them good. I'm gonna take. He has put himself out there, so he's gonna hold its attention
Okay.
if possible, and I'm gonna control collateral damage.
Okay, sounds good. Then in that case, you fly out, you infuse your magic into these acorns, and my goodness, does the mightiest oak ever suddenly just spiral out of these acorns with a fury, and it slams into this creature. From your better position now, Desmond, you can see that what you're looking at is effectively a paperclip kaiju of some kind, because it is this massive lumbering monster, got this massive sort of like glass, very luminescent, bright red bulb stuck in the middle of its form, and it has these sort of massive paper clips just shifting around its entire form, making it not entirely making it quite amorphous as well. And you fire your tree at this creature, and immediately the spotlight spots you, and it tries to like enclose you in paperclips, so you are going to have to face danger as this happens. So let me know, tank anything that's going to keep you safe from being crushed, and then go ahead and roll that. But as we determined that, the rest of you see this massive tree burst out from Desmond, and it impales straight through this creature, and its roots start growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and it tries to snap them off and like remove this tree, but they keep branching out with more branches, just growing further and further and further, and this thing starts to get pushed, and you hear this horrible scraping sound as it is shoved along. And you fend off the effect. While this is all happening, Desmond, basically these hooked paper clips suspended on paperclip chains, like trying to grab you and hook you and like pull you. And you manage to basically use your karate to fend them all off from all angles as they surround you. And soon enough, the creature is pushed back far enough that you are released from this grasp, and you just hear as it is swiping ineffectively in your direction, and it is pushed right to the edge of the cliff, and the tree does not stop growing, growing perhaps even more than you realized it could, and this thing now is just a massive tree going through it, just like as it falls off the edge, and you just see the last few paper clips as it reaches up and it disappears.
That went a lot better than I thought it would, guys.
Yeah, look at this place. Magic's way better here.
It really is. Holy.
Yeah, this is like a good in-between from my place where magic is a lot, and your place where magic is not enough.
And then, Desmond, you see a large paperclip hand.
We're running, I'm running.
We should keep
I
going.
don't care, I'm running.
You run around and you see Millicent. You hear a tick, 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 and you see Millicent at the elevator, just like, come on. And it opens up, and she says, hurry up! I'm not going to hold the button.
Yeah,
Go.
I guess we just dive in there.
Not getting back into the building. I'll stay outside.
Okay.
I get the van ready though.
Sounds good. You quickly go over to the van, and yes, it does look like you severely hindered this thing, Desmond, because although it is like holding on for dear life, it does not seem to be it's not in the process of like currently coming up. It is basically just suspended right now, so you do have time to quickly run off. It does not seem to be noticing you right now. You quickly get into the bus and just like back it up and start heading for the entrance of the building.
Oh, when you said back it up, I thought you meant like into its hand, like
no,
just ram
back it
off.
up away from the edge. Maybe do a bit of a turn.
A turn.
Yes.
A turn around. If I get that close, I'll look over and like see if I can call some acorns back up, because like
this tree is raining acorns right now, so you can definitely just call a couple more back to your grasp if you would like.
Thank you. And then
She gives you a big leafy thumbs up. While this is happening and the paper clips are slowly like moving forward and it's trying to reach out to you, trying to pierce the tires of the van, trying to grasp at it desperately, Desmond, you manage to kind of like get away from its grasp, but this thing is slowly going to be crawling back up very soon, and you quickly scurry as fast as you can over to the entrance of this building. Meanwhile, there's a very pleasant music playing. And then ding, it opens up, and you hear the sound of tires screeching as Desmond is outside with the van ready to go.
Let's go.
Right,
Come
Get
on.
in the van,
Let's go.
get in the van, getting in the van.
Right. Just always keep going right.
Yep. And he floors it. Oh wait! Oh my fucking god! I'm driving.
Incredible. And yeah, in the rearview mirror, you can see that another hand has kind of pulled out of the paper clips. This thing is now part tree, part paperclip monstrosity, because it is still struggling very hard with what you've done to it, and even it seems to just be crawling along the ground now instead of any kind of actual upwards movement. But like almost like a sort of tidal wave just flowing through these city blocks, this paperclip monster is moving towards you, and you see its big red glowing spotlight orb emerging from the abyss, and it locks onto you all, and now it is moving towards you. As you floor it.
Take the wheel, and he starts like reaching out of the car to like bend and manipulate the tree a bit to slow it down.
Fascinating. This is some serious multitasking going on. So we're going to change the game, and let's see here. What have you
I don't
got?
know who takes the wheel.
I guess Verity does. Juniper can't drive. Juniper cannot drive. Juniper cannot drive, so Verity is just basically sitting on Desmond's lap, just like moving your feet out of the way and your hands out of the way. It's just
Incredible. I'm gonna say, Desmond, that with the interactions with the unusual magic in this place, there is biohazard warnings going off right now in your in what you understand. This kind of tree in this kind of place, they are not mixing whatsoever, and you can see that the grand, beautiful oak and its leaves starting to go gray, and the bits of bark are stripping off and just turning into office stationery before your eyes.
I should mark that weakness then,
Yes.
yeah?
So yeah, mark
Neat.
biohazard, and then you can mark attention to that once it's done. And yeah, go ahead and roll to change the game to see if you can further slow this thing down. It's still distracted as well, so I'll give you an additional +2 to this.
Neat. And
Thanks to Verity's Bond. Basically, it's like, why do I hate this building so much?
if the alien environment is what is causing the biohazard, should I unmark alien environment or
For
can I
now,
still use
yes.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna remove that.
And we're changing the game.
Yes, as Desmond leans out, a mild success. So you get 3
Oh,
juice.
+2.
Oh, plus an additional
10.
2. So that's going to be a full success in that case. So that means if you can see the yellow post-it note, there's also extra stuff you can do on a 10.
Neat. Okay.
So
on
while
a 10.
Desmond thinks of all that, what does it actually look like inside the bus with Juniper, Millicent, and Verity right now?
just
I have a
screaming
really
and driving at the same time. It's great
Weird
multitasking.
idea.
Go on, Juniper.
So, there's like some magic holding that thing together, and there's like other versions of it. Can I try to mimic some of the magic to cover us so it just thinks we're one of it and it goes somewhere else?
I love this. Yeah, very interesting. Kind of just mirroring. Doing your sort of mirroring ability. Yeah, absolutely. This will be again a change the game. So
Okay.
anything you think will apply to mimicking its power, go ahead and do that. And while we figure that out, Desmond, what is the result of your actions?
I will create the story tag slowed.
Beautiful.
I do have 5 juice here, I think, so that's a lot. There's so much. Can I give it a status that, is it would the story tag and the status be the same thing?
For it to be slowed, that would be a status on it.
Okay, cool. And then a story tag would be like, I think it'd be helpful to, I don't know. I'm not sure what story tag I'd want to do. I do want to, if possible, prolong the tree effect with the +10 juice.
Okay, sounds good. So let's
Yeah.
see. Yes, you're basically the tree is still growing within it, and that is slowing it down and like disrupting it and everything. So why don't I give it a
story tag? I think that would be the good story tag, the great tree.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, there is now a great tree here, which is great for you. So that's a really good story tag. Good thinking. So let's see. Great tree now exists in this world. Again, it is still kind of going through a lot of problems and changes, like the alien energy is not interacting very well together, but it is still growing, so it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And then the paperclip monster. What was the power you had behind what you did? What number?
5.
Status? It has 5. Okay. This is a physical thing, however, so it's going to actually resist a good chunk of this because it is a gigantic paperclip monster. So it's going to turn from a 5 into a 2, which might not sound like much, but trust me, based on what this thing could do, that's very good. So that's a great tree. You've disrupted it. Was there anything else that was part of that?
I think that's everything. I used the juice and I scaled up the effect.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
yeah.
Juniper, you're trying to make this
Did
thing's
not
power,
work.
and unfortunately, what exactly happens?
I think I get in an argument with it because these ones are a little bit more talkative. And it's just like, no. Yes, no. Okay, what are you mean, no? No one said no to me for a very long time.
It just keeps yelling, security breach, security breach, security
This is
breach.
What do we even mean? What even is a breach? What are you talking about?
And I think as part of that miss, unfortunately, as it is being completely like torn apart and held back by Desmond's tree, a appendage of its kind of shoots out, and from it, it fires a massive paperclip. Boy, this is a sentence.
Paperclip.
Hook on a massive
Oh.
paperclip chain. And it basically tries to just like grab you and the van just before you can escape around the corner. So Juniper, please face danger, and anything that can help you dodge a gigantic hook flying through the air, puncturing through a bus can help out as well.
Survival instinct, athletic, gotta go fast, minimized. Okay.
I'll say minimize won't work right now because what propelled it was certainly magic, but right now it is just pure physics coming towards you.
Alright, just 3 then.
Which, what is physics if not magic? But you know. So we have Desmond out the window, Verity at the wheel, Juniper desperately trying to keep this thing back. Excellent, a great success. The paperclip hook effectively goes straight through the window of this bus. So Verity, you probably stings it a little bit, seeing this happen, and it scrapes with great force until the entire roof just like a can just peeled straight off, and now you're just exposed to the open air of this dismal place with no roof and lots of shattered glass everywhere. But your bus, what's left of it, manages to successfully spin around the corner as you all manage to pull Desmond back inside and manage to break line of sight with this thing. And you can see that, like, well, you can rather hear echoing throughout this place the sounds of it going. It seems to be really struggling with that tree. And there's like a couple of paper clips that sort of like bend its way around the corner, almost like grasping at a building to get to you. But you don't see it until you make another right turn, and another one, and another one, and it is completely out of sight at this point.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's real focused on security breach. I think
Making-
that's us.
Yeah, making the right turns. Like once we get to the third right turn, do we like see? Oh, that's paperclip.
Nope.
Bunch.
I hate this place.
Really? It's kind of chill.
The rows
Well-
make no sense.
I'm getting dizzy.
You guys are weak.
I feel like if you keep making right turns, which is still amazing, by the way, this bus can make right turns. You'll eventually go into a circle. We're not going in a circle. This is
Yeah,
the
no.
opposite what I want to do.
And soon
That's
enough,
not how it works here.
you see, instead of a standard, like, massive rectangular skyscraper like you see everywhere else, there is now this huge, what looks like a broadcast tower, almost. Lots of sort of, like, antenna and satellites at the top of it. Very tall building. Very, distinct from everything else you've seen in this place.
Ooh, the angsty paper wasn't lying. This is where we should go.
Yay.
Finally, some answers. I want to be rid of this place.
Same.
I
Can you
kinda
leave
like
soon?
it.
Can
I
you leave
kinda
soon?
like
I
it.
don't know. Let's just go.
I think
Yeah.
I want to see what else we can talk to.
I'm gonna look around first, like make sure there's nothing else that we're gonna walk into. No paperclip monsters here or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Do an investigate, Desmond. Anything that helps with perception can apply. Millicent
Mm,
exchanges what pair of glasses she's wearing right now. Just like, okay, let's see. Here we go. Great success. Yeah, Desmond, you notice that in terms of like giant paperclip monsters, there's nothing like that to be seen around here. But you do see that there are, in the very, very top of this sort of broadcast tower that you see, there is a large silhouette moving around. Nowhere near as large as the behemoth you just ran away from, but something bigger than a human. And you notice it kind of like just going between the windows a little bit, fairly slowly. You can also see that the tower itself, the closer you get to it, the more you realize it is covered in padlocks. chains and padlocks all over it. It is almost mummy wrapped in these padlocks.
Hmm. And there does not appear to be a door.
No, there is a door. It's just behind a couple of chains, couple of padlocks. Actually, it doesn't honestly look like the padlocks are doing that much. It's just there's a lot of them there.
How
Wow.
magic-y are the padlocks?
Juniper, you can see that they are definitely... They have a sort of a weird subtle magic to them, but it will be potent as well.
Oh, those are weird. It's subtle and potent.
I don't want to stick my key in those locks. And I feel like it would do something strange.
Maybe we could try to figure out the passcode from our passcode list.
Which one of you is the lock breaker of the group? Every group has a lock breaker to disarm traps and whatnot. Which one of you is it?
So, we didn't do party comp very well.
What?
If I'm not gonna lie, I think the majority of us are support, and then Desmond is our attacker. So we don't really have a lock pick.
Disastrous! How will you ever solve situations if you can only do the same things as each other? Oh dear, oh no. Oh.
We don't
I mean,
really
we-
solve situations. We just kind of run until it dies.
One of you should learn how to break into security mechanisms. I guarantee it will help you.
We sort of do sometimes. We just, do it in our own way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Should we be breaking into this place?
It's where
Yeah, of
my
course we are.
file can be found, or at least
Why do you
where
need
it
your
is.
file?
Because I don't want anyone to have it. It's mine. It's my information. Nobody else gets it but me.
That
They
makes
made
a
it.
lot of sense.
What?
Also,
Did who made the file?
The school! They've been keeping track of me. They know what I've done.
Oh.
oh god. Hey, you didn't do something every 5 years, did you?
Who doesn't do something every 5 years? It's called living.
Did you murder someone every 5 years?
Why do you ask?
It's very important to me. Did you murder someone every 5 years, maybe under a full moon?
I don't keep track of such things.
Jeez!
That's a terrible answer, Millicent.
What do you want from me?
For you to say no.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Did you?
Fine. No.
Okay, well that feels fake.
Come on. You can't have it both ways.
Okay. Did you kill students every 5 years under the full moon?
Students of what?
The school.
No, Juniper, you're giving her too many outs. You're literally talking to the murderer right now. It seems like that was almost a confession.
Well, we have to make sure she doesn't just kill other people.
Who is it okay for her to kill?
Honestly, as long as it's not Natalie, I'm kind of okay with her doing what she does as her hobby.
I appreciate that sentiment.
We're gonna move on from this before,
No,
like.
Hold
okay, I'm gonna move on from this.
You can move on from this. I really gotta figure out if you killed my friend, though. This is important. Have you killed? You don't know what they look like. I start describing my friend, and she was a fashion designer, really smart, really good at school, really popular,
Listen.
had all A's.
When you've been alive as long as I have, you see a lot of people and the faces start to blend together. It's really the personalities that shine. That's what stands the test of time.
She's a nerd.
That's not a personality, dearie.
She's really kind, really helpful, can kind of be a little bit like nervous erratic, is really into books. She wears really cute clothes constantly.
My memory's not fantastic. I don't know who you're talking about. Maybe I knew them. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe you killed them.
Well, we can't rule anything out. Anyway, who can get past this damn padlock?
I don't know. I mean, I can
Talk to
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hold on a second, because this world, we're gonna need a cover story. We're gonna have to be a little bit smarter than just unlock, right? We're gonna have some kind of cover story, some kind of background. We gotta kind of sell it at this point.
I can also just try the key if we want. I can probably get another one, maybe, if bad things happen to it. I just feel like the lock. I'm getting the strange feeling like the lock is gonna eat my key.
It does have some subtle but very strong magic. But maybe I can distract the magic while you unlock it. We can double team it.
Maybe it turned a tree into paper clips. I'm just concerned.
It did turn a tree into paper. What if I just not go through that and I don't know, go through a window or something?
The entire building is covered in
it's
padlocks, as far
all-
as you can tell. Again, not in the same density. Like, there are places where it's lesser, but at least maybe one would have to be dealt with.
Okay. Well, let's just try something. What do you guys want to try?
Let's just give talking to it a shot first.
Oh,
Also-
right.
Suck the
Yeah.
life force out of it. Oh wait, it's a lock.
It's a lock.
That see
Hmm?
that right there,
Hmm?
Millicent.
That's a little
Nothing.
concerning. That's a little, but
Try to be helpful.
It's the
I
door push or
appreciate-
pull.
It is a push door.
Oh. Just push it open then.
You do so. You kind of lean over and just push open the door, and one of the locks nearby just hisses nearby. But you manage to sort of step over the chain it's attached to and just sort of push open the door, and there you go.
oh,
Yeah.
what? Okay,
I thought it
we
was a
do
pull
that.
door. Why? Okay.
We
cool.
spent 20 minutes figuring this out, and we okay.
And yeah, if you'd all like to step inside, Millicent definitely struggles a little bit. She's like, "Somebody pull my arms, help me out here."
And just lift her through.
Ah! Oh, you're remarkably strong.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, where to next? And you look and you see that you're in a lobby, but this one is much nicer than the one you saw in the sort of generic office building as well. It's almost hotel lobby like. Got some sort of gold filigree design everywhere. Nice sort of wood panels as well. Very fancy sort of golden candelabras and things like that. A very nice mood. And there are some very comfy sofas in this place as well. It seems pretty relaxing. And in the middle of this place, there's a massive tube that is effectively a glass elevator that looks like it will lead up further into this place.
I'm gonna open the door again just to make sure. Gotta cover our bases, make sure we can get out of here if need be.
Yeah, you just pull it straight open, no worries. There are locks around most things, however, including the elevator in this place.
Still able to step through it though, or does it seem tighter locked in here?
If you can give me a good take the risk roll, Desmond, you can basically pathfind a way through these locks to basically not have to deal with any of them. So anything that can help you contort or be agile will apply to this.
Does looking for a route also help?
Yes, of course.
Neat.
As the locks start hissing at you when you get within proximity of them.
And that was take a risk.
Yes.
Ah,
Mild
mild
success.
success.
Things get messy, interesting, and a hard bargain or an ugly choice. Great. Desmond, as you're moving through this place, you realize that even the smallest bit of contact with one of these locks could be bad. So your choice is, effectively, do you want to sort of take the hit on one of these locks, whatever it's going to do to you, and basically free up a path for your friends, or would you like to find another way that will take much longer?
How are we looking on time? Do we know? Do phone times and stuff work?
They keep time with a local clock, but they are not true to however time functions here. So hard to say, but it is hasn't been hugely long since you first came in here.
We think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think
This will also
Playing
mean
it
taking
safe.
the stairs, which is going to be quite the climb.
It's just stairs.
it's just
I mean-
stairs. Some of
We're
us.
all in great shape, right?
One of you's wearing roller skates, and one of you's a very old woman.
I'll carry her. It'll be fine. Um,
Don't touch me.
or you can climb the stairs. That's fine too. I find the path towards the stairs, and Millicent can crawl if she wants.
Yeah, you see that there is, of course, chains and locks around the sort of the stairway as well, but they are much more easier to sort of just duck down under compared to the more robust defense around the elevator tube. So, get ready for a climb, everybody. This will take a while. As you start climbing up the stairs of this place, everybody give me a... This really isn't facing danger, but I feel like I'm gonna make you roll face danger anyway, to just not get exhausted. So face danger, anything that helps you climb stairs will help, and Verity, of course, your poor athleticism will be counted as a weakness tag against you.
I'm gonna go with athletic and gotta go fast, because we need to go through this fast.
I was looking over my weaknesses. Like, does anything apply here? And I was like, maybe designed for single combat. This is a lot of stairs.
If there was one stair I could handle, but many stairs. That's funny.
Face danger.
Okay. So.
Oh, Ice Ordeals is not in there. I forgot to unclick it.
It doesn't change things, I don't think.
Okay.
So let's take this in order of competency, shall we? So Juniper, you are currently wearing roller skates. What does it look like you ascending these stairs with great skill and aplomb?
Oh, yeah, do they have railings? on these
Yeah, they
stools?
do.
Okay. I probably switch out the roller skates to my shoes because I keep them on and off. And I think as someone who's very used to running away from things, that's like my entire other life is just running away from things.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, we're just going upstairs. This is nothing. So this is like simple, easy, not a worry at all. Pretty normal. I'm like looking back and like, this is kind of fun. We're just going upstairs. Oh.
The rest of you can just see Juniper's head just like leaning over the railing, and then seconds later she's up even more stairs. Incredible. Desmond, for any person this would be too many stairs, and for you it's no different. So right now you're getting a bit tired, so I'm just going to give you a tired 2 status from just so many stairs. So who put all these stairs here? But hey, at least the lock didn't explode or whatever it was going to do, so that's something. Now Verity, my sweet athleticism of a leaf person. So it takes basically no time at all before both you and Millicent are gasping for air, desperately trying to get up both one more stair. And Millicent at this point is like just putting a hand on your shoulder, and she just says, "Oh, to have my youth once more." And then she just
I
kind of
have
like,
it.
and then she like her eyes narrow a little bit, and she glares at you for a second, and she says, "You know, you could help out an old woman."
Verity's just gasping like, I'll try.
Excellent. Please face danger, Verity. Anything that can help you resist magical life drain will apply. She's like, I heard consent.
Mild success.
A mild success. Okay. So you have the actually, on top of everything else, you still have you take the full status. So you have a you have tired 3 as 1 status. Then you have an independent status of with -1 of drained 2. And
Damn.
these are 2 are they actually, they're probably the same. So go ahead and take tired 2 and then just add 2 more notches to that on the character tracker thing. As this old woman siphons the life force out of you, Verity, and she goes, "Oh," and just like starts like moving up the stairs. Unfortunately, you're also not like, she has your life force, but she's still not athletic in any way. So it's about 10 stairs before she's like, and just kind of like really starts to struggle. In Verity, there's something unusual you notice in this moment. Give me an investigate roll, and anything that can apply to sort of like noticing small details will help. But you are tired as well, so that will also work as a penalty against you. A mild success. You get one clue. Would you like to effectively tell you what thing you notice?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You see that as Millicent like reeling over, like breathing in very heavily, as she stands there above you, and there's a little bit of light coming in from a window outside, you notice that there's a bit of her skin flapping off. And that she hasn't seemed to notice it, but like right on her jawline, there's just bits of skin just peeling away and just flapping there.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Verity's polite enough not to point out people's skin conditions, so they will say nothing.
Excellent. Millicent eventually turns around to you and she says, "Okay, it's no more dilly-dallying." Just like keeps plowing up the stairs. At this point, Juniper, you've made it to the top. You're already there. Desmond, you're about halfway there at this point. The others, they'll catch up. So Juniper, as the first one to sort of like reach the top, the pinnacle of this sort of broadcast tower you found yourself in, you find that there's a large, almost sort of penthouse-like area, very open, and you can see there are like massive windows up here that, that look out into the entire cityscape that you're in, and you can see a lot of fog and mist moving around. You can see around the windows there are chains and locks around it as well, and you also notice that there are sort of like adjacent offices nearby as well that seem to sort of like go off into different parts of this upper area that you're in. But for the most part, what you notice while you're up there is the sort of a big table that stands in the middle of this place that is has like a map. You reckon this could potentially be the repository you are seeking?
Whoa. Is there like a water cooler? Can I get the others some water for when they come up?
There is a water cooler, yes. You don't know if this will be good water or not, but hey, why not give it a go?
Yeah, look at it. Does it look magical? Is it evil magic water?
Nope, it's a very mundane, slightly fancy water cooler as far as you can tell.
Oh, nice. Cool. I fill up some cups and leave it
And
at
the
store
taps are
with-
trapped with a lock.
Okay. All right.
Got us.
Lock. Come on, friend. Can I just get some people some water? There's this old lady. They might be dying. Do you really want me to cause someone's murder, Lock?
The lock is just shaking.
Fuck you too. Alright. I'm gonna go look at the repository map thing.
Excellent. Yeah, you pull it up, and basically what you're looking at is a series of notes and filing hierarchies. Not the most exciting thing to look at, but you can see keywords, certainly. And you see that kind of, maybe absent-mindedly, you're just kind of like reading off. Every time you say anything, it sort of zooms in and lets you see the branch of this repository and kind of like the stuff that is sort of the file headers of what is here and where to find it as well.
Murder.
When you say those keywords, you can see that the sort of table in front of you shifts and effectively says that it is pointing you in the direction of the restricted files. And it tells you the location of the restricted files. And it says, "You are here."
Is here?
Right here.
Give murder file, please.
And as she's doing that, Desmond, you make it to the top of the staircase. You do not need to work out for the rest of the week because, boy, that was sure something. But you did it. You made it. And the way back down will be easier at the very least. But you see
Flying
Juniper.
down. I refuse to do stairs again.
Yes. You can see Juniper is currently talking to a table here that seems to be shifting with the words that she is saying.
Give murder file. Please, give murder file.
Is that how that works? Like, is the table just gonna tell you where?
They told me where it is. It said here.
Oh,
Yes.
doesn't
you
look
see
around the room.
It's zoomed in onto restricted and says, "You are here."
I say Natalie's name. Is Natalie's file located here too?
Basically, it does like a sort of double take moment where it shifts and then slams back to restricted once again, as though her files are there.
Thought so.
Desmond,
Mm-hmm.
as you look around in the sort of adjacent empty office areas in this place, you notice something unusual, which is that there is a sort of a discoloration to the ground in certain places, as though somebody like moved with it like a Zamboni through this place or something, where it's just like a weird pathway that is just a weird color that is very different, much darker, a little bit beaten, if you will. And then you hear the sound of
The large. This is especially a large figure walking
Yes.
about.
And you can see that moving away from you right now in one of the office areas, there is what appears to be a large sort of metallic construct of some sort that suddenly stops and it looks to the side, and you see that its head is a massive safe that says restricted on it.
Bingo.
And then it resumes its patrol.
Well, we gotta
Has
get
it
that.
noticed us that like at all, or
Doesn't look like it has, no.
okay? Let's try and keep it that way.
No, I need to get those files, Desmond.
Yeah, you can do that while it doesn't notice us and
But-
try and murder you, and
It's
then I have
on
to like.
it.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna walk over and say, "Give me those files," and when it doesn't, I'm going to
Wait for
till
me
you
to
come and
kick his
save me.
ass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my plan. That's my plan.
I hate that plan. Can we stop doing that plan?
Working on getting out of headlocks with Cinder, but that's all I got, okay? I don't have magic. I'm not you. I don't have cool magical effects or things. All I have is a blind faith of the fact that I want to solve my best friend's murder, and it has clues for that.
Can't you do like magic to like talk to it? Not magic, but can't you like talk to it or something and get it to open or sit down or stop moving something?
I could. I don't really know, right? Because in my world, yes, you can have these conversations where you can talk with magic like that, but magic's also really smart, way smarter than you, likely, or really weird, and just wants weird things and gives you weird puzzles. Now, in this world, that magic, not this world, but your world, magic is very boldable, very bendable. Most of the time I just shout words at it, and I only really figured out how to do 3 things, which is shrink, big, or copy. I don't know what I'm doing in this world fully. I don't really understand the magic. I don't know if I can just have a conversation with it. Maybe I'll try.
Try. Just hide first. Like, can you try from a distance? Is that possible?
No, what?
You have to talk like directly to it? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I do have to talk directly to it.
I'll
Maybe I
be
can
right
just say, "Hello,
here.
I'm Dean. Please give me files."
I'm right next to you. I believe in you. We can try the I will kick its ass if things go bad idea.
Thanks, I really appreciate that. You're great at kicking things' asses. Okay. Hello, I'm the Dean. Please give me the restricted files.
Immediately, the safe head spins round 180 degrees. It has no eyes or facial features that you can tell, but its massive square face just sees you, and then the rest of its large metallic body does as well. Very big, very heavy looking, and it just stomps right over to the rest of you. Meanwhile, in the stairwell, Verity, you and Millicent are struggling your way up this place. You're maybe halfway at this point. Many breaks are needed. It's rough going. Fortunately, Millicent has not tried to siphon any more of your life force away recently, as far as you know. But it's getting sweaty. You're sweating. She's sweating. And more of her face is peeling away with the more sweat there is. And you see that a lot of the sag and wrinkles are almost falling off of this old woman.
Well, I don't wish to alarm you, but I think you're melting.
Excuse me? I might sweat profusely, but that's a problem you get when you get older, I'll have you know.
I just gesture to the face because I'm just out of breath. Okay.
There is a sudden straightening of her posture, and she very quickly slaps the sloughing skin back to her jawline again, and she says, just old age getting to me.
Don't worry about it. Skin conditions affects everyone. It's fine.
I like you. I'll remember this. Okay, listen. I might have a way for us to deal with this. So, hold on for a second. And keep your mouth shut. And she reaches out her hand, and in doing so, sort of like spreads her fingers and points at herself with her thumb and you with a finger. And then suddenly, two green beams of magic exude from both, striking both you and her. And suddenly, Verity, you feel a shock of revitalization course through your body, as though you just ate 17 bowls of the sugariest cereal you could get without it filling you up at all. And you feel like you could run a marathon, you feel like you could jump to the moon, you feel incredible. You don't know where this vitality came from.
It's cocaine, green cocaine. Verity just hopped up, just like, whoa, whoa, all right, let's go, whoa.
Right behind you. And you start sort of jogging up the stairwell. And at some point, you actually lose Millicent. She doesn't appear to be anywhere around you. You fear you might have left her behind, but hopefully she'll catch up. And then as you reach the top of the stairs, you realize, oh no, she is right behind you. How could you have missed her? And she is right there, just like, okay. Never doing stairs again. Never again. Never again. And she's still holding on to the side of her face. And the sight that you see, as you sort of crest the top of these stairs, is Juniper and Desmond standing before this large metallic construct being of some kind with a massive safe for a head. And Juniper and Desmond, this thing comes up to you both very close with like a lot of force and a lot of weight to it, and it says, nope, 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 nope. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Deactivate.
It kind of takes a second, then it just goes, bah! What is this? What? You think you could just tell an in-purview vault to deactivate? Hilarious.
Oh,
No, seriously, who are you
shit.
people?
No, do I know what that is?
Do you know what that is? Good question, Desmond. We'll say yes, you do know what this is. This is a series of magical security safe that keeps whatever is within extremely well protected. It is maybe not top of the line, but it is very good. And it kind of looks at you both just like, there's exactly one way that I open. So, if you haven't done that already, I'm guessing you can't open me, which means you're not getting what you want, so...
Would I know if the one thing is, like, different for each vault, or if there's, like, a universal backdoor for these things?
Just looking at this thing, it's got a dial on its face with numbers on it. You need a number combination.
Look at the passcodes we have.
There is a number combination on there, or at least the first half of it.
Only
Okay.
one? That's useful.
Great. We just need to keep typing it in over and over. Okay, well, actually, we do have a passcode. We do. I dropped the other half. The dean gave it to me. I'm actually a secretary. He asked me to come in and grab some paperwork for him. I know, it's so annoying, right? Always make the secretary get the coffee, get the paperwork. Gosh, like, well, he's out golfing every day. I'm telling you, he's the worst boss ever. Anyway, the point is, I do have most of the passcode, but I just need a couple tries to get it right. So if you would please stand still so I may put it in, that'd be so great. Thank you so much. You're such a pal.
Roll to convince, Juniper. Let's see if you can convince the mega safe to listen to your words.
I use dressed for any occasion. I want to have my clothes fit my cover story of being
Sure,
a secretary.
the secretary? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Customer service, smile, and blending in, because I am blending in to the scenario of being a secretary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's
go,
see
let's go.
what
Let's
you
go.
get.
Come on, game. What do you say with Juniper nailing any like weird convince roll? Like
Okay.
it's
It's
bizarre.
so good. I love it.
The safe, the walking safe, sort of like folds what constitutes its arms and leans down close towards you and says, "Oh, don't get me started about how badly they treat us, the little ones, because we aren't fancy enough, we're not important enough. Oh, just keep top secrets inside of you and, make sure nobody gets you to them. It's just here and there and, where's my golf day? I don't even know what golf is. Do I like it? I don't know, I've never tried."
I'm telling you, he treats his golf clubs better than he treats us. It's ridiculous.
Kind of scratches the top of his big safe head and he says, "Well, listen, I can't just, open up for you with only half the code, but as a secretary, you do know that, the dean's an old person, keeps codes around," and kind of just like, sort of like gestures nearby a little bit as well.
I understand. I see. You know what? I think that the two of us, we deserve a 5-minute break from this awful hard job we've been working. I think you should take some time. Why don't you sit over there, relax, actually kind of enjoy. Maybe start fantasizing what your golf clubs would look like. I'm just so thirsty. I'm gonna go over this way for just a little while. I'll see you shortly.
Watch the locks. And he goes, "What is golf? All right, let's figure this out." He just like goes off into the corner. This massive, imposing, metallic beast just like, It's like tapping the bottom of this safe before the rest of you. And you both see that Verity and Millicent have finally made their way up the stairs as well.
I point at what we need to get into, and I'm like, that's next. This is what we're doing.
The safe creature's kind of motioned in a vague direction, suggesting that you might find what you're looking for nearby.
Okay, well, I guess we just look around for potential passcodes.
I suppose so. Just gonna click on that eye for deals.
Ooh, yes. See if you can
Magic
pinpoint
eyes.
it. Desmond, I love this. Yeah, go ahead and do investigate with your eye for deals, and anything that can help you with those kind of important things can apply as well. Verity, are you doing anything at this time?
I guess I could try to make Juniper and the safe better friends, but I don't know.
Seems like they're already on pretty good terms.
Yeah, so I think we're good.
Okay. Millicent is currently at the repo desk area and kind of like looking for her names, and you just hear her go, "Got it."
Hey, Millicent, you're old. Where would you put a passcode?
That assertion is very insulting. I'll have you know that
You've called yourself old like 10 times since we've been here.
It's okay when I say it. I've earned that right.
Old is not an
Okay,
insult.
Okay, Millicent, you're aged. Where would you put a passcode?
But it's implied like that, it is. Passcodes. Everything this day needs a passcode. It's so frustrating. And they all have their own fancy rules that you have to adhere to, saying, "Oh, I'm afraid that your dog's name isn't appropriate for this because it's not long enough." Well, I'm sorry, I didn't think about that when I was naming my dog.
So, if you were going to put a passcode somewhere to help you remember so you would know what dog names you use, where would you put it, Mill?
I would put it in the safest location where nobody could get their grubby hands on it.
Okay, but we're in this location. Where in this location would you put it, Mill?
I don't know. I don't live here. Meanwhile, while this infuriating conversation is going on, Desmond, you get a mild success. So you get one clue, so one question. What do you want to ask?
What is the passcode?
What is the passcode?
Well, don't be so hasty.
Where is the passcode? What looks like it could be the this is more than one question. I'll just go for where is it, and then we'll work from there.
Yes, your eye for deals definitely helps you sort of pinpoint what you're looking for, and strangely, it points to a sort of another filing cabinet of all things. This one does not appear to be mystical anyway. It is a more generic filing cabinet, and you open it up and you look through a bunch of files, and there's one file that's called empty. So you look in there, and you find a little slip inside that has the other half of all passwords of the dean.
Neat. We're gonna
Nice.
copy those into my
Nice.
book, and
Let's go. Let's go
yeah,
get these.
the number
let's-
combination, we have it.
We got
put
it. We
in.
got it. We got it.
All right.
Oh.
You head back towards the massive safe beast, and it turns around and goes, What?
Oh, we figured it out. Thanks so much for being so understanding. It's just so hard working these kind of jobs, and I type the numbers in.
So, as you're kind of like just twiddling his nose, effectively, like putting in the code, he's just like, all right, so here's what I think golf is.
Uh-huh.
Golf. Kind of sounds like gold. So
It
maybe
does.
there's a big metallic element involved.
Oh.
You have to like melt something down very quickly,
Uh-huh.
and then, I don't know, cool it, I don't know, it's kind of transitive property sort of thing. You mentioned clubs, maybe you make gold clubs.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. What kind of gold club would you make?
Oh, I'd never make a gold club. Far too flimsy. You need
Mhm.
pure, unbreakable titanium.
You're right. Titanium would be so much better than gold. God, you're so much better at golf than the Dean ever was.
Actually, I'm not made of titanium. I'm made out of a very special, smart alloy that has been patented and made illegal in many places as well.
Oh, right. Is it like poisonous?
To some people.
Neat. I grab the
You might want to wash your hands after this, by the way.
Oh, I will. I will.
Cool.
And with that, you hear click, and this thing's face opens right up. And inside, you see a series of folders. That's about it.
I take them all. I just take them.
Done. Loot all.
Okay. Yep.
You've-
We're not. Remember that whole copy so that he doesn't know that we did this thing.
Okay, take pictures of them on your phone. Well, no, I mean,
suddenly
he wants us to
hear-
get them, right? I'm the secretary.
from outside. And then,
Well, yep.
as you see a bright red light flood through the windows.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I leave and know this is the librarian was here, and I put it there as my form of vengeance.
Hey, what is this? Oh,
And then shut it.
right. Well, that's weird. What's going on out there? This is a bit odd.
It's so odd. Unfortunately, I have like 3 meetings that I have to get to. So lovely to meet you. I love the idea of a titanium golf club, so I'll pass that on to the dean. Anyway, we're gonna
Someone's-
leave now. Bye! And I point to the window and I'm like,
agitated.
let's go.
We're going down. We're dragging folks downstairs now.
Yep, the stairs aren't a problem to me, so I'm like booking it.
Wait a second. The safe spins around, but already, Desmond, you've activated your fairy wings and have grabbed the others. Millicent, once again, nowhere to be found. She has disappeared. Yeah, you fly on down the staircase. It's gonna take a while, but far less time than before. And as you're kind of like flying down the floors, you hear "Get back here!" from the safe beast, who's just like, "Who put all these stairs here?" Ah! Just slowly trying to get down them all. And then from the outside, you hear as the entire building shakes, and smashing through one of the windows, you see another torrent of twisting paperclips comes, trying to reach and move to reach you. And you hear just above, "Out of my way, Dave! This one's mine!" As you keep flying away, Desmond, give me a face danger to avoid the various security mechanisms that are trying to stop you right now.
Can do. I'm horrified. Okay. What do I have for this? We're dodging. They are both very big. I am
Yes.
only designed for single combat.
Oh, the dreaded two enemy problem.
2 enemies, my one weakness. And if I can like hinder their path in any way by like dropping acorns as we go, that'd be great.
We'll see. We'll see what the roll gets you.
I mean, can I add those to the
Oh, I see. So invoking the Great Tree, you would say.
great tree, alien magic, and plant magic if possible?
I'm going to say yes to all of those.
Cool. Thank you. Great tree is +1, right?
Yeah.
Or
All story tags just a +1.
Cool. Okay, I think that is everything. That
At
is
one
not
point,
everything.
You hear the safe beast just smash through a couple of floors, trying desperately to reach at the rest of you.
Oh, okay, that is everything because I have a weakness here. Here we go. Face
Gasp.
danger.
All right, a great success. You fed off the effects. Take no stats. Still incredible. So yeah, I think there's a problem of the two enemies tripping over each other a little bit. As one of the paperclip claws reaches towards you, it is suddenly grabbed and pulled to one side, and it's like, "I got this, Dave. It's fine. Please don't tell my boss about this." And the state person like runs after you, and they get kind of like stonewalled by this massive paperclip, and it kind of bursts through, and they are hindering each other right now. And thanks to your great speed and grace, you are able to fly down to the bottom floor of this place and make your way out of the doors. You do have to kind of like temporarily have to stop flying, to sort of awkwardly make your way through the hissing locks.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, you make it outside, and you can see that lurching around the side of this building, the paperclip beast is standing very strong. Its massive red light shining directly down on all of you, and you just hear as it is twisting countless ropes of paperclips towards the rest of you. And then suddenly, there is a blur of purple and yellow as a broken bus screeches in front of you, and the door opens, and you hear Millicent say, "Get in, losers!"
We're
going shopping.
We're going shopping. We get in.
Why are you
Yeah.
all saying that? No, we're saving our lives. Let's go.
It's a youth thing.
You didn't get it.
Everything's
You
a
don't
you
watch
thing.
TV.
And then you all clamber into the bus, and then immediately nothing happens. And you can see the old woman like adjusts the mirrors and
Oh my god! Go button.
you slam the throttle, Juniper, and the bus kicks into motion, and you are flying down these streets with Millicent just white knuckling, just going, "Ah! I don't have my proper driving glasses on for this."
Make lefts. Make lefts.
Desperately trying to get out of this place as the paperclip monstrosity, at this point the safe person's been left in the dust, but the paperclip monstrosity is moving like a deadly tsunami, trying to engulf all of you, and it sort of like tears at bits of the bus that you're all driving in right now, and when it pulls off a piece of scrap iron, you can see that opening up mystically out of nowhere are these big boxes, and a bit of the scrap is dropped into a box, and you just hear zzz, and then just see smoke billowing up, some kind of shredder incinerator hybrid, and this thing is just picking away, trying to throw things into this incinerator shredders that it keeps kind of propagating everywhere. So Juniper, you are the closest to the driver's seat right now, so you're going to be the one to face danger to get out of this situation. But before that, Verity and Desmond, if there's anything you'd like to do to try and make Juniper's job a bit easier, now is the time.
I do not know how to drive.
Excellent. Well, technically Mills driving, you're just slamming on the throttle. So, Verity, Desmond, any final thing you would like to do to assure your safety?
I'm gonna use terms and conditions to create a speed minimum.
A speed minimum? Interesting. So, the bus will automatically accelerate to that minimum to make it go faster. Interesting. I love this. That's
Get away faster, please.
Yeah, go ahead and change the game. Anything applying to making contracts can help out there. What about you, Verity?
No, that I really like that. No, I think I'm good.
Yeah. What is Verity
Yeah.
doing in this extreme speeding bus right now in this current situation?
Is there anything in the bus? They'll probably be just chucking useless shit at it.
I mean, you get to tell me this is your bus. There could be ominous banners, there could be countless leaflets and flyers, there could be, boxes of commemorative
I'll be
hoodies.
throwing like brochures and stuff. I like crinkle it up, like throw it in. Eh.
I do like that. Okay, go ahead and change the game. Let's see if this makes a difference.
I could maybe tag a weakness here for mega illegal is the name of it.
This
I
is
feel like-
illegal.
Yeah, we're stealing, making speed minimums. This
You're
is-
not running out of an overabundance of following the law. Let's put it that way.
And we're changing the game.
Okay, let's see what we get. So Verity, that is a miss, a very unfortunate miss, and for Desmond, that's a mild success. So Desmond, think about how that juicy you want to spend it. And in the meantime, Verity, unfortunately, as you're throwing out these various pamphlets and flyers and posters praising Omnius's name, I imagine you just like tearing out, just like, I'm sorry, Omnius. Just throwing it out. The paperclip monster does not appear to be slowed down by this. The opposite is true. The sheer task of it receiving new information and having to just sort of store it, or incinerate it, gives it life and vigor enough to like get a full grasp, sort of like rake towards the bus. So Verity, I'm gonna need you to face danger. Anything that can prevent you from being shredded to ribbons can apply. So Desmond, how would you like to spend the results of your roll?
I think I'm gonna try and make a story tag.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically infusing like contracts and bureaucracy magic with fey magic into the car and giving it wings so that we can fly away very fast, please.
Fascinating. Love that. Okay. So yeah, we'll just basically give the story tag of a flying broken beaten bus. Cool. Yeah, so while that is happening, the sudden jolt from the beautiful butterfly wings that start to extend out of this bus, with the same terrible sort of like color palette as the rest of the bus as well.
Oh gosh.
The jolt from that, I think, Verity, really throws you off, and you get badly hurt by one of these paperclip hooks. So you are going to take the status of, let's see, you're going to take raked 4.
Ooh.
Ah.
Oh no.
And you, those of you who notice, watch in horror as Verity, unable to get out of the way in time, and with no magical defense at their disposal, gets badly hurt as this thing wraps them up and starts sort of like dragging them along the bus. Imagine, Desmond, you're there just quick enough to like grab them and make sure that doesn't happen. But Verity is not looking in good shape after that one. But the bus now has wings. It is now literally flying. And it is falling to pieces, to say the least. Much of it has been destroyed and pulled back. Fortunately, the engine's at the front, so that works in your favor. And as you keep punching it, Juniper and Millicent looks at you just like, what did you do?
Don't think drive!
Actually, at this point, you notice, Juniper, her face is peeling off before your eyes in the wind. But right now, the speed at which you're moving, you manage to make it around corners, past these generic skyscrapers, and then you eventually see the familiar sight of the fountain in the middle of the plaza, sitting there, babbling very quietly, not aware of the horrible calamity that is about to rain down in this serene moment.
Go!
And Millicent looks at you, Juniper, and says, "You want me to drive this into there?
Just do it!"
No, we can jump out. The van should not go inside of the office.
And the bus plows into the fountain waters. And that is where we'll end tonight's session, everybody. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Absolutely
dear.
incredible. Well, thank you all, as always, for joining us for another episode of Is This an Education? What a wild ride. What an absolute wild ride that time around. Poor Verity got severely hurt, but otherwise things didn't work out too bad. So, that's going to be our game, and the consequences will be explored later. But for now, Juniper, you made off with the most secure and restricted files that the Dean has in his possession. So, can't wait to see what is held within there. But that's something to find out next time. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another episode of Is This an Education? Anybody got anything they'd like to plug or say before we depart for the evening?
Wait, wasn't our goal to get a passcode for the other place?
Yes. So we might have that now.
Might have
since
it.
we got all the...
We might have it. Okay, so we did 2 things.
If
Great
nothing
job,
else,
team.
you have brilliant blackmail material, maybe.
Well, hopefully some clues on murder, which is
As for
just need to listen. It's
It might just be Millicent. She basically confessed to things.
She kind of confessed to the murder.
I don't know what you're talking
Um, as for plugging things, are some of our reading lists still going right now? I think they're all ended at this point.
about. I
but-
don't know.
Still, go to your local library.
Yes.
It's fun and great.
Support
get out
your
there and read.
libraries. Do the things.
Mm-hmm.
Be there. Reading is good.
Mm-hmm.
Reading is good. You should read more.
Anything else from anybody?
Don't forget the artist.
Yes.
Yes, of
And
course.
our music.
Our music was by Hyson from the soundtrack from The Weary Volume 1 and 2, and then X Tekkeru X from the albums Victim and Demonized. Our art, beautiful art that you see of the portraits of the characters on the screen right now, that's by Maxine Azara, whose work can be found at artstation.com/something. I can just post this, I don't know why I'm saying it like a fool. There we go. Log into Twitch. Ugh. Can anybody post that link in the chat real quick, please?
Where's the link located?
Let me give you the link, and then you can give the link to the other people.
Okay.
Oh my god, it did the thing where it pasted as an image from OneNote. Why can't...
Maybe we should just state the link. How about we just state it at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, hold on, let me try one more thing. Oh no, I think
okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Cindy.
Got it,
helping.
got it, got it. I
Thanks,
will post
Cindy.
it. I will post it. Hey, you guys want to vamp while I post it?
So there's our beautiful art from a beautiful artist. You can see the really lovely portraits we have got done. Beautiful to work with. It was great. So hey, check them out. If you
Yeah.
want a commission, hit them
Fantastic artist.
up. But yeah, that's it from us. I don't think there's anything else we say for now. So
Yeah,
we'll be
stay
back
safe.
in 2 weeks for the follow-up on this to explore more mysteries of the Mystery Club and more stuff in Golden Acres with Is This an Education? So, as always, is this an education?
No.
Sometimes we learn lessons.
Take
The
care,
lessons are the
everybody.
friends we made all along.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.